That's right. You feel that? You smell that, kids? Yeah. That's right. On the tiger's back on the mountain. You can smell his comic book scent on the wind. That's right. This is another episode of Blue Tiger Revenge. I am comic book creator Taiga, and with me, dude, that beard is coming in quick. King of beards, the mad bearded coach of the boards himself, Big Brian Bales. How's it going, Big Brian?
It's going good, man. It's going good.
Yeah, how's Pee Wee basketball going?
About as you would expect Pee Wee basketball to go. You know, it's fun. It's fun.
What's your team name? Little Giants?
We are the Gummy Bears.
You know what? I like it.
Yeah, Gummy Bears are good, man. They're delicious. So,
dude, that's a wild name.
Yeah,
you got to give it to kids, man. They don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well.
What strikes fear in the heart of our competitors? The Gummy Bears.
It was the only decent one out of because the rest, some of the other kids were like the Sigma Bros or like the Six Bins or like whatever trendy thing.
6, maybe 7. Yeah, that would be. I hate it. Gummy Bears wins.
One of the other kids on my team said Gummy Bears, and I said we're going with that one. So. Yeah,
dude, they want to call themselves the Sigma Bros
or something. It was something like that. Like,
can you imagine? You're like, well, the Bulldogs today are taking on the Gummy Bears.
Yeah,
Gummy Bears dominated the Warhawks tonight.
Yep. That's what you get.
It's actually kind of great because if you're a team that you get your asses kicked, and you're like, well, how'd the game go? Well, the Gummy Bears beat the shit out of us today. It's a little rough, but we'll persevere. There's next week.
It's good times, man.
Well, dude, we got a big episode.
We have
years in the making. Years in the making.
Another tiger aficionado coming into the tiger den.
Oh, and this guy knows his tigers real well.
Yeah,
real well.
Yeah,
like, pseudo biologist well. Like this guy's our most requested guest.
He is. And you know what? We delivered. The Blue Tiger Revenge delivers. We deliver.
Every time.
That's right.
That's a lie. We're lying.
We are lying a little bit.
This episode, we're bringing the thunder. But before we pop our claws.
Yeah.
Is there any hot news that the Tiger Cubs should know about?
Okay. This was one of the craziest comic stories.
I know what this is. It doesn't sound real. It's like out of a movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So recently, I think it was sometime in the last week or so, Heritage Auctions sold, well, first of all, a 9.0 graded Superman #1, which is insane for a Superman comic to be graded that high.
Yeah.
And it sold for just over $9 million. That is insane. But the story, it's not just that, right? It's the story that's behind him. So it was two brothers who
three brothers.
Was it three brothers? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Their mom died, right?
Their mom died. And there was the whole, mom had been telling them for years that she had a comic collection up in the attic. And they were like, yeah, mom. Sure.
Well, they couldn't find it, right?
Yeah.
No one could find it. They'd always go look.
Yeah.
Even when they were kids, could never find the thing. Yeah.
And then they found it after they were clearing out the attic, and they finally found her collection, and it was a pristine copy of Superman #1. I don't know.
Did she have a bunch of other stuff in there? Wasn't there Tales of Suspense and stuff?
Probably. I don't know what else was in there.
Because I saw a photo, and of course everyone was putting the Superman up, as the front, but then it was there was a Tales of Suspense with first appearance of Iron Man, and there was a bunch of other stuff where you're like, dude, those are all big deal comics. That's insane.
Well, these kids are about to retire because this is
Yeah, because even split like 3 ways after taxes, you're still walking each person's walk away with what, like $2 million?
Oh yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be. But it's just an insane. So this copy is one of 7 known with a CGC grade of 6.0 or higher. So it's the highest graded in the world right now at a 9.0.
Do we know who bought it? Was it like an individual collector or was it like a museum? I hope it was a museum.
Probably an individual collector would be my guess, but I don't know. It doesn't say.
Do you want to hear something horrible?
Yeah.
I told
It
Dr.
belongs in a museum. Anyways. Yeah.
You sound like Stan Lee there for a second.
Well, it's Indiana Jones, but we're cool.
Oh, well, yeah. I think Stan Lee wrote some Indiana Jones comics at one point.
Probably.
Yeah, or at least presented. Stan Lee presents Indiana Jones.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
I told Dr. Wife about this.
Yeah.
She didn't go, "Oh wow, that's crazy," or "Wow, that's beautiful," or anything. She went, "It's crazy the garbage that people will spend millions of dollars on."
Wow.
Yeah. And I went, I did my whole like, did you understand it's a part of American history? It's the greatest first appearance of Superman. Christina should be in a museum. She just looked at me and she goes like, I guess. I go, what do you think it is? Just old newspaper? She goes, kinda.
Oh my God.
It's like,
breaking my heart there.
No nostalgia there.
No, none. It's one of those things where I think I was telling Maximum Max and the Queen of Beards about this, and I was like, man, if I had a time machine, that's what I would do. I would go back and be like, here's your nickel, or here's $1. Give me every copy of Superman #1 that you have at the store.
Let me just give me everything on the rack there. Yeah, okay, cool.
And then bring it back in pristine condition and then retire.
And you know what? It'd be simple too, because you wouldn't be changing like the timeline. Like no one would care, right? And so many of those just ended up in the trash.
Yeah.
Honestly,
the hardest part would be finding the currency that's that old. So you could
you could probably get some quarters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah. I might have some quarters from like the 40s.
And then I'd just be like, yeah, man, listen, if you want to make money, you got to hustle. All right.
Hustle, listen, I go to garage sales and I just bargain with little old ladies on the side of the road. And like, if I see something, I see an old action figure, it's like, they're selling it for $6. I'm going to get it for $1. Is it worth $1? Probably not, but it might be worth 1,000. You just got, you just got to go for it, bro.
You got to hustle. Listen, I've developed something. I've developed something to where I can have 3 hours in 1 hour.
Yeah.
So that means
I'm grinding while I sleep.
Yeah. I have 3 days while you have 1. Like, get on my level. So,
dude, that guy.
All of those guys.
What's sad is you and I watch that stuff just so we could talk about it on here.
Me too.
I walked into a room and people they're like, wow, you're very intimidating. All 5'3" of me. That's right.
Yeah.
I had my blood tested. It's true. I have the blood of Jesus Christ running through my veins. Facts. Listen to Blue Tiger Revenge. It will change your life.
That is a fact. That is a fact. I don't know if it'll change it for the better.
Subscribe.
But it will change. It will change it.
But yeah, well, it'll have some positive effect, I think.
I think so.
This episode will. I know it will.
Yeah, this is definitely one that you're not going to want to miss. You're not going to want to skip any bit of this.
Well, except for this part. Just get to the guest.
Yeah, get to David Derrick Jr. That's what you're all here for.
Hey, director David Derrick
That's right.
Jr.
Yeah.
Moana 2.
Moana 2. Yep.
$1 billion+ film.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
He's the man. He's making our favorite webcomic. And one of our just straight up favorite comics, I'm going to say. Maybe I'm going to go far as say my favorite independent comic that's coming out. like
I think I
truly
agree with
independent
her.
comic.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. There isn't one
Right?
better. Even like if you're not even just story and art, like the story and art is fantastic, but also the production value of the books that he makes.
Dude, best
Um,
covers in the industry. Just
100%.
straight up
100%. Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
People, we'll have links in the notes, but get these books. Volume 1 and Volume 2 are for sale. Yeah, get them. Holidays. Get it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. Get it for you know what? I think I'm gonna order them for Bear for Christmas.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah. I think I made her read
she'd
them
love
one of the times she came here, but that would be right up her alley. Oh, I hear is that the cat?
old background noise himself.
Yeah.
Zorak. Let's not do that, man. He's trying. That noise you hear is when he tries to open the door.
If you guys want to see Luna, hold on.
Where's she?
There she is.
Let's see if we can get old Zorak.
There she is on her bed.
Oh, look at him.
With her heated blanket, living her best life. Don't mind my tiger den. It's a little.
Our animals,
right.
Our animals live very hard lives.
Yeah, that they do.
It's hard to think that they at one point there was a time when their species had to hunt for they had to work their ass off for everything. Anything they got. Now
my dog's sleeping on a heated blanket, man. Like, and I bought her the heated blanket because I wanted her to be warm because it's cold, you know?
I think we know who the real pet is. And it's not Luna. It's you. All right. Is there any other news, or can we just get to the good stuff?
Let's get to the good stuff.
Let's do it.
Let's bring David in. He's here. He wants to hop in. It's game time.
Game time. Jordan game level time.
There we go.
Oh man, we are back with BTRs. I'm going to say most requested return guest in the history of our existence. David Derrick Jr.
How's it going,
How's it going, man? Welcome back.
I am so happy to be back in the Tiger Den. Yeah, no, it's good to be back. Things got a little busy for a few years. But yeah, no, I thank you for reaching out, and excited just to talk art, animals, and all that's in between.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Since your last appearance, I have been watching your trail cam stories religiously.
Yeah,
they're great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, that was, one of the nice things when I was at Disney. I got to consult with Disney Nature and got to know some people from National Geographic. And I was really lucky to get to know Ronan Donovan. I don't know if you guys know who he is or what he
sounds familiar.
He's incredible. He's like the wolf guy at Nat Geo. So he back in early 2000s, he worked with Nick Nichols on the big Yellowstone National Geographic issue. And he took some really iconic pictures of different wolves. And then I think it's probably been like 6 or 7 years, but he went up into the Canadian high Arctic on Ellesmere Island.
Yeah.
He filmed the Arctic wolves up there, and it's a beautiful miniseries called Kingdom of the White Wolf.
I've seen that. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So that's Ronan. So I kind of got to know him, and I was like, dude, how do I do good trail cams? And so a lot of the ones I share are just like a security camera I stick up there, but occasionally I'll try to put up a whole camera rig and get a nice, digital SLR, capture. It's so hard, but it's fun.
We talk about doing that here at the house because I live right on the edge of the Chugach National Forest. It's literally like you walk up the hill 1.5 miles and we can just jump on a trail, right? So we have like moose and lynx cutting through. Like this morning, I didn't see him, but we had there's this big moose hanging around, and he like wedged himself in between the car and the garage because I was looking at his prints this morning. Like,
wow.
Yeah. And I was like, oh man. And luckily the car like was fine. There was just this big like body print on the windshield. The side, the side doors there. But we're always like, we should set up some cameras like David Derrick Jr. and maybe see if we can get some like some cool animal shots.
That would be
Oh, you
cool.
totally should. I mean, you can, just go and grab those Bushnell ones, and you put them just,
Yeah.
on the side of a tree, or you can try to like go to, uh, what was it called? I'll send you the link later, but
Okay.
yeah, there's a really cool. It's in England, and they give you all the sensors that you need to set up like a nice camera setup. But it's always scary because it's usually not the animals you have to worry about. You just worry about people like taking your whole
Yeah.
rig.
Yeah, I
But
think I'm in a unique situation where it's just in my like side of my house,
that's amazing.
That's true.
amazing.
Yeah.
You have
What's
to do
crazy? So like right now where I'm sitting right here, like right in front of me are two big windows because
Mhm.
I'm technically in like a sub-level basement. So like I'm eye level with the ground. And this morning, if you look at the moose tracks, because anytime something cuts through the yard, I'm like a psycho. I'm out there like tracking it to like, ooh, let's see whose yard it went in. And it was standing right in front of the studio this
Oh,
morning. Like,
wow.
I was like, oh man, if I would have gotten up earlier, I would have had a moose like 2 feet away from me, and I could have just sat here and checked him out. But
Yeah. Not
good
me.
luck with
I
it.
live in the suburbs of Washington. We get squirrels. That's about it. At which my pug will just get angry about, and so she sees them out the window. It's game over.
So
It's so funny because I
Mm.
live, just on the outskirts of Los Angeles in an area called Santa Clarita. And
Mhm.
you wouldn't know
Mm.
there's a ton of wildlife out here. And, I've only seen bobcats with my naked eye like maybe 5 times here really well. But with the
Yeah.
cameras, like they're by like twice a week easy. And so,
Oh,
yeah,
I
it's,
believe it.
yeah, it's fun how they're able to kind of hide, amongst suburbia and survive. Incredible.
It's crazy. Yeah, my dad is he's from that area. That's where he grew up, and like back in the 50s, 60s.
Oh yeah.
And when I was a kid, he would always talk about how like that was all like orange groves and farmland and all that stuff. And he was saying that like they would always see mountain lions all the time, just mountain lions, deer, all kinds of crazy stuff. Which you think about like man, like mountain lions in like L.A., L.A.
Oh, yeah.
County, Orange County area, like
Yeah.
that's so crazy,
Crazy.
So crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've been super busy. We're gonna do some drawing today, which thank you for coming on. And
What are we drawing today, Tad? And by we, again, I mean the two of you, because I don't draw.
well, I think we have to do a celebration of Ghost of the Gulag because it's coming to a conclusion, right? This is it.
Yeah, I mean I'm in the final volume.
Oh, man.
There's a lot to do still, and a lot of, story questions that will be answered, and yeah, it'll be gory, it'll be messy, but yeah, I'm excited to, bring it to its conclusion because yeah, no, I've been playing around with this since I guess like 2016, 2015. So it's been a long time. It first started with I probably told you guys this way back when, with me and Joel Crawford. Joel Crawford, you guys might know him from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Mhm.
He directed that.
So good. So
That's
good.
Great
amazing.
movie. Yeah.
Talk about like a good wolf representation, right? Amazing. But yeah, no, we used to work together, and we had a couple projects in Hollywood, and we were so excited because we sold one. And then, things get stuck in development hell all the time. And we just were kind of greeted with that cold reality that you can work on something for years and years and it can come to nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we decided we were just like, I don't know, let's make something that like no studio could ever buy. And then I was like, oh, I know what I want to do. And so, yeah, it just started in like the dark Gulag camp. And so I'm very excited to finish it because it has also been like an odd therapy for me, as I
Really?
on other projects. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's interesting. I feel like when I talk to art, especially guys and gals who are working on like big company geared projects, it seems like they always have some kind of side project going, like a personal project, and that is it always comes down to like, oh, this is like my this is my church. This is my place of
Right.
recovery.
It's true. Yeah, no, my wife and my kids, they always joke like, Dad just needs his bloody tigers for a minute. And they let me carve out a few hours on the weekend. I try to sneak time in when I can. Because it's, when you make a movie, you get to make something that's bigger than any one person. Like on,
Mhm.
Moana, we had, I think, 550 artists.
Wow.
If you added everyone up over the course of, the production of it. And so it's huge. It's bigger than anything I could ever, possibly do on my own. And that's beautiful. But then, even as a director, you're constantly negotiating, compromising, trying to get your vision across while making all the studio heads happy. And it's a very delicate, thing to weave. And so, to sit down and just be like, you know what, I'm going to draw 40 wolves and a tiger fighting, and then it's just, you become a kid and you're just playing, and it's the only one you're trying to please is yourself, and you hope other people will like it, but then ultimately, it just becomes self-expression, which is fun.
Well, based on the readership online, I think a lot of people like it.
I would say so. Yeah.
It's pretty popular.
I have been intentionally not reading because I'm waiting to get it collected. Very excited for whenever that's going to happen. So,
you're patient.
I know.
Very patient.
I know.
I think I stopped reading maybe about 6 months ago, and it was for the same reason where I was like, oh man, because we're both very much we love the physical media. As you can see all the junk on my shelf back there. So we've been intentionally it's like we don't want the story, the ending to be spoiled.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, I totally get that. It's funny, like I build the whole thing as like a print version and just put it online as I get pages done. But it's always with the goal to put it into print. But when I work online, it's really fun because in film, when I work, we do screenings. Like every 4 to 5 months, you try to put it up. And sometimes you put it up to complete strangers, and people's reaction will tell you what's working, what's not working. And the readership of Gulag does that for me all the time. Because sometimes I'll start sniffing things out like too early. I'm like, oh geez, I gotta throw some dirt over this. Or
interesting.
That's what's gonna happen. Let's lean into it and I can surprise them. And then there's always like a Russian expert who's telling me how to spell things, and I appreciate that. I'm like,
that's all. I was gonna say, that was one of the questions I had actually. Was like, how do you do all the Russian? Like, do you speak it or write it or anything like that? Because
no, not at all. It really just came from a childhood passion of loving Amur tigers. Those are just those are my two
they're the best.
The best.
Yeah. This is the right show to talk about love of tigers. So, yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and then it was just like, why do we celebrate all these other animals, and we tend to just vilify the poor tiger? And I think the tiger is like the most badass animal out there. And so, this, even though he's a bit of an anti-hero, I really think of the tiger in the Gulag, and I intentionally never give him a name, because the main inspiration was the films by Sergio Leone. I don't know if you've seen some of his.
Oh yeah.
Sergio, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the spaghetti westerns, from like the 70s.
I mean, Once Upon a Time in the West with Charles Bronson is like one of my favorite. That character introduction there at the train stop. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe the best. Like I mean, it's a hard. Yeah. With did they even name him? I don't think they do. He just plays that damn harmonica.
Doesn't name him, and then there's like there were like, I think 4 Clint Eastwood movies or 3. There was Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, A Few Dollars More, Fistful of Dollars. And if you watch Fistful of Dollars, you'll see where the main inspiration for Gulag came from. Where
really?
It's like this, this poor town that's being just torn apart by 2 rival cartels, and then Clint Eastwood comes into town, and each one kind of vies for his gun, and then he kind of ends up playing both sides off of each other to kind of effectively destroy them all. And it's brilliant. I love Sergio Leone, and I love that he got away with not naming characters, because usually, like, when I walk away from a film, I'm usually like, yeah, that one character, and I don't even remember the name of the character. And so, yeah, it's just like iconic Tiger all the way.
Yeah, and you said something that kind of piqued my curiosity a little bit, talking about, like, doing screenings and then gauging reactions and stuff like that. What is that like, and what does that entail as far as, like, do people fill out questionnaires of what they like versus what they don't like? And then, like, how much change do you guys make based off of those screenings?
You can make quite a bit of change. Early on, you're screening mostly to peers and colleagues that within the studio, or sometimes with like a sister studio to get like a fresh point of view. But as you get closer to your release date, and hopefully not too close, you do like a public screening. And for us on Moana 2, it was really fun because we went back to Utah, my home state. And I was so excited. I was like, oh man, we're going to go to Salt Lake City, because they told me it was in Salt Lake City. And then we get there. I'm like, this is West Jordan. This isn't Salt Lake City, but okay. and we went there. And it was one of like those giant theaters that holds like maybe 500 people. It was enormous. It was spring break. And so just all these moms and their kids were in there, and none of them had any idea what they were going to watch. Like, they come in cold.
Oh, wow.
And so our filmmaking team, we kind of sprinkled ourselves kind of throughout the audience. And like, just like 2 rows from me, there was this boy, and he was really excited. And then someone who's not necessarily affiliated with our film, but he is like the service, the company that runs the questionnaires and all that. So he comes out, and he's a good MC, and he's like, you guys are some of the most lucky people in the world. You are going to see the first screening of Moana 2. The kid, that kid, he just started screaming and throwing a fit. It was so funny. Everyone else was cheering, and I just couldn't help but watch this kid. And he was like, this sucks. But I was like, oh, and I just watching the mom's like, what's wrong? I was like, I thought this was a Marvel movie.
That was not the Rock movie that he wanted to watch.
Yeah.
But then, after everyone watches it, then, we as filmmakers, you can kind of just get a gauge on how the audience is laughing or reacting. And then afterwards, they'll pick just kind of like a focus group of maybe like 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they ask them very pointed questions, and kind of they rate different things. And and then after you, just collate all of that data, then you sit down and you figure out what you can do with the time you have. But yeah, there are a lot of changes that you do make from screening to screening. Sometimes you end up kind of chasing your own tail, but it's a part of the process. And I think overall it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I do think sometimes, I've been on productions where I think we screen it too many times, and even we forget, like, if something is emotional or something's funny, just because we've seen it so many times.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, screenings are important.
Yeah. And I have to ask too, because Tad and we grew up in the 90s WWF Attitude Era, right? We grew up watching The Rock in a totally different.
Whoa. I remember him as Rocky Maivia.
Exactly.
Mr. Maivia.
What was that like working with him?
Dwayne Johnson, he's a consummate professional. We started, out as a series, because we started in the middle of the pandemic. And so, that's when Marvel was in Lucasfilm were also going like all streaming for a while. And I wasn't sure we were going to get him because we weren't quite prestige enough at the time. And we had an artist, his name's Ryan Lang, absolutely just genius artist. In fact, he's made this incredible graphic novel. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I did the Kickstarter on that. Yeah.
Yes. It wasn't.
He's a Disney guy.
He bounces around, but yeah, he was Disney. He's been at Marvel. So I asked him, I was like, okay, so we need to like make a work of art that will show Dwayne why he has to be in this story and
Yeah.
why it's important. So, with Maui, we wanted to, really celebrate his legend and show his legend more than we did in the first film. So
Okay.
from the get-go, I said, he's got to pull an island from the sea. I'm like, how do we do that? And Ryan Lang was amazing. He was just like, oh, I lived in Hawaii for a long time as a kid, and I've been thinking about this. It is an incredible painting where, it has Maui lassoing the sun to get the levers to pull the island up, and it's just Herculean, just pulling it together. And so he painted that super high res.
Whoa.
We sent it to Dwayne, and he loved it. And kind of from that moment on, he was kind of in the story. And then luckily, with, you asked about screenings. With every screening, people always asked at the very beginning the same thing. Why isn't this a movie? Why aren't we making this a movie?
Okay.
This seems like a movie. And so finally, Disney got on board and just said, yeah, let's make it a movie. And so when we made that transition, it just gave us even more opportunity to have more Dwayne, more Maui. But yeah, no, he's great. He's very generous with his time and very kind. And it's funny. The character he plays is so close to who he actually is. It's very blurry.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Really?
Great. Yeah.
Are you familiar with any of the stuff he did in the 90s as a wrestler?
Only vaguely. Like I never watched, I didn't watch him that much, honestly. But I've seen tons of clips where he would, sometimes pull out the guitar, and
Yeah.
we would definitely have the animators reference things. But yeah.
So at any point when you guys were having like creative dialogue with The Rock, I want to know if somebody was like, "Hey, Dwayne, what do you think about this?" And then if he starts going and then hit him with the "It doesn't matter what you think." Anybody?
I don't think anyone was that ballsy. Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. How did you feel, Bri? How do you feel, Bri? You got it out. You did it.
I've been talking about. I was like, I got to ask him this question for like 2 weeks now. So very happy. Thank you.
Well, on that, why don't we transition into doing some drawing and we can keep chatting? And
okay,
how's that sound? Yeah,
sounds great.
Let's do it.
Great.
Draw some Shadow Walker. That's what I'm gonna draw.
What?
All right.
All right, we are back from our short break, so the artists in the room could get situated. So, David, what's on the board for you? What are you drawing right now?
This is that mother of Pytor, the black wolf, and she just won't die. She's still with us. So I'm painting her right now. This is the last time we saw her. She looked like this.
Okay.
So yeah, she's just
wow.
barely hanging on. So yeah, just gonna paint these pages up. I do this thing where I like to grab reference and then just pixelate it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of have a rough idea of the colors I want to play with, but yeah. Oh, is
Interesting.
it focus going in and out? Am I
A little. You're all right.
No, I can see it pretty good. It looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. And folks, if you are enjoying this, like we always like to say, hit that subscribe button, like it, share it, so that way we can bring more awesome artists like David on to do these cool live draws.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of our people, a lot of the, I guess the Tiger Cubs are just listeners, but the YouTube is where it's at. Come on now.
If you're just a podcast listener, I think that's great. That's how we started, but you are missing half of the show. So really, if you have the time, I highly encourage you guys to head over to the YouTube and check it out. All right, Tad, what are you drawing here?
Well, I'm doing the Shadow Walker. I am I've been waiting for, the whole, one of our whole goals for doing this, right, is so that I can draw things other than just like my day-to-day work.
Yeah.
So I am I'm doing the Shadow Walker. He's kind of one of my favorite comic book characters. Thank you, David.
Yeah. For real.
I love hearing that.
I know that I mean, when the first 2 volumes came out, I think Tad and I were some of the first Kickstart buyers. So
Oh yeah. And
we
you've got them now. You've got like a full-on store, right? So like people can go to the store and just buy them. Volumes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Little plug there.
It's right now. I just have them on Etsy.
Okay.
You can buy both volumes. I sell them separate and together. There's like a bundle where it's a little cheaper if you buy them together.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Excellent.
This is speaking of Siberian Amur tigers. Did you ever read the book by John Valiant that I think it's called The Tiger?
Oh, I love that. Yes.
It's such a great book, right?
Yeah, and there's a
David, sorry to interrupt. I'm getting your hair in the camera right now.
Oh, jeez, sorry.
So I'm sure my cat's going to show up at some point. He'll be in here.
Now we're good.
What were you saying though, there, David?
I also found it was on YouTube and it was a deep dive, but they made a documentary of that whole event too.
Oh, did they really?
They have really grisly pictures of the victims, and then also just when you see that tiger too, that they've eventually had to put down. He was the real deal, that guy.
Yeah, he was a gnarly guy, man. Yeah. Brian, I know you don't read a ton of nonfiction.
I don't, but tell me about this. Because I
gotta be honest, I haven't read it for a while.
Okay.
But essentially David, correct me please if I'm wrong here, but I think it was one of the first documented cases of like cognitive revenge from like a predator, right? Because that's essentially what it's all about, is this tiger just seeking revenge on this poacher, correct?
Yeah, this guy like stole his cash, right? Like all his I think it was a big boar, wasn't it, or something?
He has a boar, one of those, what are they, red deer or elk or something like that.
Yeah.
And the guy, he shot at the tiger.
Okay.
I think he wounded it and ran it off the kill, and then he went and took a bunch of the meat or something. And apparently, like, Siberian tigers take that super personal.
It's like that Michael Jordan clip, and I took that personally. That was all I needed. That's all I needed.
Yeah,
I took it personally. Yeah.
Amur tigers, or Siberian tigers, whatever you want to call them, they're like the Michael Jordans of the predator world. Like, that's what
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Okay, I'm going to try and go fast because, David, I am notoriously slow on this show. So if you see me making some big mistakes in my tiger anatomy, please correct me. Because I was a little nervous, or I was like, oh man, I haven't drawn an actual tiger in like a year. And I was like, man, David's going to just be like banging out tigers, and I'm going to be, my tiger's going to look all weird and wonky.
Yeah, I know. Behind me, I've got a big skull.
Is that a replica, or is that a real one?
Oh yeah. It's from Bone Clones. No, it was from not Bone Clones. Yeah, Bone Clones.
Oh, cool.
Let's see,
have you seen that guy online? His name's I think he just goes by June's. Oh, that's so cool.
Oh yeah, June's Anatomy.
Yeah, I have a bunch of his. I have the male and female figures, and then I have his gorillas. But the one thing I've been really tempted to get is his.
This is one of June's. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah,
his stuff is amazing.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab.
Yeah, I ended up getting his. He has a jaguar, a cheetah. My wife made me stop because I wanted all of them. But the tiger.
I got a bunch of them for, like, my wife was buying them for me, and then she kind of stopped because it was like, okay,
problem now.
We've got 10 figures in the room. Why don't we slow it down a little bit?
That's awesome. So what, David, what page are you on volume 3 now of Ghost of the Gulag?
Well, let's see. I'm really bad with numbers. Let me see here, but I can pull it up. So, like I was saying, I lay the whole thing out just in InDesign as I
Wow.
work. And so yeah, these are all pages that have been published. I'm at 181. I published, I guess, 177 so far.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It's
So we're
gonna
getting
be a big one. This volume will be bigger than the other ones by far.
okay.
I cannot
Cool.
wait. I cannot wait.
And now, do you have anything in mind for what comes next after Gulag is over?
Yeah, I think I'll probably stay with wolves for a little while.
Okay.
When I finished Moana, I needed like a real just reset, and so I went up to Yellowstone National Park, and I've been back and forth from Yellowstone maybe like 4 or 5 times this past year, and I mean,
wow.
start like, finding wolves, watching them, getting to know individuals, it's pretty stunning, and, there's a reason why dogs live in our homes is like they have the same personalities, and they're so fun to watch. So, yeah, I definitely wanna do a story, if not around Yellowstone, inspired, by those wolves. I mean, Ted, you must see wolves every once in a while up by you. Do you?
I got to be honest. I've never, they're real elusive.
Mhm.
I actually, when we first moved out here, I found a guy who was a wolf biologist here in Eagle River. I live in a town called Eagle River, we're 20 minutes north of, um, Anchorage. And, it was interesting. I asked him, I was like, "Hey, I would like to see, I know that there's a wolf pack that's in the area because I've heard it a few times,
Mhm.
especially during the winter, they'll be up on the mountain here. And, I'll take the dog out, to go hike around at night and you can just hear them up on the slopes up there. I think they like are going after the doll sheep or something.
Mm.
And, I mean, I'm not going to take the dog up there while I can hear him just because I'm not going to risk it.
Sure.
But so I contacted this guy and, kind of told him what I did and everything for a living and everything. And he was like, okay, if you want to see some wolves, he's like, this way you got to hike out to like the edge of the Crow's Pass. So you got to go at the end of our main road that we live on. There's the Eagle River Nature Center and you can catch the trail that takes you out this Crow's Pass. Anyways, he said, go out there at like 7 miles out. And he said, just post up for like 3 days. He's like, you'll see him at some point. He goes, get up high up on one of the ridges. It's one of those where like, I just haven't done it, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like a bucket list thing where it's like, okay, I need to go do this, like this, during like a spring, during the thaw when they're still, they're not competing with any of the bears and, they're
Dude,
still.
we got to do that. I got to come up there and do that with you. That sounds awesome.
You want to do that?
Hell yeah.
It's not going to be an easy hike.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying it's going to be hard. Will you dig deep? But so I as much as I hate to admit it, I've seen wolves in Canada, but I've never actually seen wolves here in Alaska. I've only heard them like here in the driveway while they were up on the the slopes. I've seen pretty much everything else. Last winter, my wife, she was just driving down the road like mid-January, and there was a ginormous male brown bear that had just because they'll wake up and kind of like wander about a little bit, and then before they go back into their hibernation. And she got to see this big guy. I was so jealous because I've only seen one like once, even though apparently they're all around us. I guess that's a good thing. You don't see them. I don't know. But yeah, I have not seen any
No, I
wolves.
mean, wolves are, they are elusive and, especially if they've, almost everywhere they live, they've been, hunted or persecuted. And so they
Right.
learn to like stay away. And Yellowstone's the same. I mean, they're hunted right outside the park, but in Yellowstone, you can see for miles. Like there's just like wide vistas. And so if you bring a spotting scope and you know the right spots, you get to know the right people like Ronan Donovan.
Yeah.
you have a really good chance. So the first time I went, Ronan, helped me, and he hooked me up with some people that he knew, and we saw the Wapiti pack, which at the time had the only white white wolf in the park, and she was actually like the matriarch of that pack, so it was super special.
Oh wow.
And so it just becomes addicting when you find them and then you see them, and when you see them like a mile away, through a scope.
Yeah.
You see them pretty clearly if you have like good glass, and it's just your behavior doesn't affect them, and you're just
Okay.
watching these animals. I don't know. You see the pack dynamics, and it's like watching a family. You see the ones that are responsible. You see the ones that are always messing around, and so yeah, I'd like to do a story where you just like really kind of dive into kind of the dynamics of a family within a wolf.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
I'm in. So yeah, that sounds cool.
You know what? I will tell you this. After the first time you came on the show, you kind of inspired me, right? And we, at the time, they had a couple older Siberian tigers here at the Anchorage Zoo.
Oh yeah.
And so I just went to check them out because they're just cool, right? And I found out that they had a tiger experience. And so it was a little expensive, but not too bad. So my sister and I for her Christmas present, I bought us the tickets, and we had to get there at the zoo at like 4 a.m. It was like maybe like this. I think it was like December 22nd. Yeah, and then like a lot of the stuff to feed the tigers is just like roadkill, because we have like big, a lot of people just tag moose up here all the time with their trucks, so they get taken to the zoo, and so basically they had us grab buckets of roadkill. And then we went into their facility. And it's funny because you go down this like back road, right, to the tiger pen. And it's at night. And as we're walking up, all of a sudden you see just in the distance on the hillside where it's part of their enclosure, the two boys were just, because they're their brothers, they were just sitting there watching you. And you're like, oh man, that's kind of spooky, right?
Yeah.
But they're far enough away, you don't really get a scope for how big they are. And then, I'm like 5'11" on a good day. So I'm not like terribly a big guy. I'm an average size guy. But my sister and I were sitting there, we're talking, the zookeeper, she's giving us the whole, like, okay, this is how, we had to give them these meatballs to give them their meds, cause they were geriatric.
Yeah.
And, so as we're talking, you're like in this, like, it's like a maze, right? Of all these different doors. And when you walk in, like, so they move the tigers from segment to segment to feed them so you can observe them, but also like move them throughout the facility or in this little enclosure so they can give them their meds and, all that kind of stuff. Well, I didn't realize my back was standing right next to one of the cages where they could come up and see you when you first enter the building.
Oh.
And so I'm sitting there talking, and my sister's like next to me. And I'm feeling something on the back of like my kind of neck, like this hot breath. And I turn around, and I mean, I kid you not, man, like I was almost eye level. Like they're so big, just standing there looking. And it was one of those where I you kind of fall back like, oh shit. Like it was, even though they were old, one of them was real cranky. The other one, you could tell like definitely been around people, because he was all like, coming up to the fence and doing the whole cat thing that normal, you know what I mean? Like he was like, are you going to scratch my back or something? But it was so intimidating being in their presence, because they were just, you don't realize how big a 500-pound cat is until you're, 12 inches away from it. And its head was wider than my shoulders. It was just so big. And oh man, and they were so chill, but like it was the cranky brother, it was like he knew he
was
had
letting you know, dude. He was letting you know.
Oh, all the way. He totally knew that I was intimidated. So I mean, like anytime I go, like he's the one I got stuck giving the meds to. So of course he's like, snapping. And it was crazy the way I had to give the meds. They had a little hole in the cage, and they're like, okay, just kind of pop it in their mouth. They'll come up. They know the routine. And so like we're popping these baseball sized meatballs into their mouth, and the zookeeper's like, just make sure you don't let your fingers cross that line, because if it thinks that your fingers are crossing, it's gonna try and take your finger off. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, what did we sign ourselves up for? This is nuts. But like we still talk about it all the time. It was one of the coolest things. I think the boys have since passed on, unfortunately. And a friend of mine, she was working there over the summer, and she said they have like a young female now. Yeah, it was cool. I'm really glad we went and did it when we did. And it was all like, especially after reading Ghost of the Gulag, having you on the show and everything. It was one of those where it was like, oh, we got to do this. Like, yeah, it was cool. It was great. If you ever I don't know, have you gotten to get up close to tigers before?
Not that intimate, no, but I did, over the pandemic, when I was still at Disney, I would, like I said, kind of consult with the Disney Nature people.
Yeah.
And head of Disney Nature left, and he became the president of the San Diego Zoo. And so during the pandemic, I'd gone to screenings with him, and I knew him well. So I just sent him a message. It's like, hey, I know no one can go to the zoo right now. Like, what do you think if I like go to the zoo and like do some like live drawing, and we share that online or something? He's like, oh, that would be great. Like, would you, I was like,
yeah.
Oh. So the San Diego Zoo had me just, go down. And of course it was like peak pandemic. So no one's at the zoo. There's just one camera guy with me. And then they're just like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I want to go straight to the tigers, please.
yeah.
And they have they had a pair of at least out that day, a pair of Sumatran tigers that were stunning.
Wow, that's so cool.
As far as the tiger subspecies goes, they're on the smaller end, and they're still so powerful and stunning. And
well, if they bring the tiger experience back, I will let you know, because it was like $200 per person, which is nothing.
Balls at them for that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It was crazy. You just have to get there at 4 a.m. That's the only thing that was
like that is worth it.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
You don't even need coffee if a giant tiger's like sneaking up behind you. You're awake after that.
Oh, dude. My adrenaline was going for the rest of the time. Like, when you have like a real big adrenaline jump, and you kind of have that like that stink on you, like you've been at the gym for like hours or something. I had that smell because I was just like I don't know, if just scared. I don't know. I feel embarrassed even saying it, but it scared the crap out of me.
Oh no, I get that.
That's wild. That is wild.
I probably did I talk about it on here? I probably did at one point.
I think you did. This was quite a few years ago though. So
yeah. It was a while ago.
It was right around pandemic time too, I would guess.
Yeah, I think so, right? I want to say it was like 2020 or 21, maybe something like that.
Now, David, are you mainly a digital drawing guy, or do you do traditional?
Well, I guess for Gulag, it's all traditional or all digital, but I fill up sketchbooks. I love messy brush pens. But for the cleanliness, I guess, of the comic, it's always been digital. But I've had it's funny. I had a couple like false starts on the comic, and then it wasn't until the iPad came out, I was like, oh, I can do this. I love this. And so every single page is essentially like rough drawn and inked in Procreate, and then I bring it over to Photoshop to paint.
Okay.
I'm still not comfortable. I know Procreate has all the, even, people, and I like it. I like the ease of it much better than Photoshop, but there's just certain things I like in Photoshop where I can have multiple files open at the same time, where I can have my color swatches, right here, and then another painting here is reference. So stuff like that, I still don't know how to function without. So Fortunately, I've stuck with Photoshop longer than I've wanted to, because who wants to like open up an app that tells you there's generative AI?
I'm still a Photoshop guy, and I should go over to Clip Studio, but I just haven't, because I do enough analog that I can survive. I think for now, still using Photoshop. I had Clip Studio for a little while, and I really, really liked it. But then they did away with this. It was just software, right? And so then they did away, and now it's the subscription. I was like, at the time I was just mostly using Photoshop, so I just never followed up with it.
I know a lot of people like, is it Krita? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
I've never messed with that one, but I'm like, maybe I should try that. But yeah, I know once you have like all your swatches and your actions, and it's hard to.
Yeah, and like now I'm at a point where in my career where I'm starting to move away from digital coloring. I'm not doing as much. I'm just doing line art, and I do all that analog. Just like kind of like what I'm going to do here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so it's kind of one of those where it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna. I'm not gonna convert yet.
Sure. And you said, I'm curious, and we talk a lot about AI in the comic industry, right, and what that can do. But what have you seen from AI? It's like an animator in the film film sector.
Yeah, it is this shiny thing that I think a lot of people are just chasing, and I do think it is just like the biggest plagiarizing machine out there. I think what defines us as human is the fact that we make things and we create things, and I think creation in and of itself is difficult, and it needs to be hard.
Yeah.
So I think some people, I have friends who use it in bonkers ways, where they do a painting, they do half a run cycle, and then suddenly you almost have a complete sequence. And that's different. Like that's one person like using, either machine learning or, AI elements to elevate their own artwork.
Sure.
Yeah. Which, I think is fine. But yeah, I think it's mostly like the stuff where it's just completely generative off of like a prompt or something.
Yeah.
You're actually not really creating. And I do think one of the most beautiful things about every culture is that we're really defined by our storytelling and our art. And so, yeah, unfortunately, like we know with history that like water always finds like the easiest way down a hill.
Yeah.
And they're making it awfully easy, but I do think it, at least at this point, hasn't created anything original. It feels like it does incredible jobs iterating and plagiarizing off things that already have been created.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate that stuff.
Yeah. Have you had to deal with it a lot in the film industry?
Some people do. I left Disney before like any big mandate came down, but I think there is a push, especially, you see Bob Iger saying certain things.
Yeah.
But no, I've been very lucky, and even with this new project I'm working on, at the early days, it's we want movies to touch our souls, and stories. So they need to come from a soul.
Yep. 100% agree with that.
Can I ask, and you can,
real quick, I'm getting your hair again, Dave.
Oh geez, sorry.
That's all right.
You don't have to answer this question if you, you might not be able. I think the last time we had you on the show, you were working as a senior storyboard artist. If I'm not, I might be wrong on there, but I want to say, and now that we've had you on, you're like a director of Moana 2.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Was that something that you like? You were putting your name in the hat for to like move up, because that just seems like that's a big move, man. It
was, so I was DreamWorks for almost 10 years, and I'd never ever in my life considered myself like a Disney guy. And I had lots of friends, over there, and I never begrudged them for being sellout. No, I didn't say that out loud. I'm joking. But
you know what? It's funny. You hear in the comic, it is like, I know guys are like, yeah, man, I'll never work for Marvel. You should just do your own thing. Literally, then like a month later, it'll be like, oh yeah, so and so signs exclusive contract with DC Comics.
Yeah.
You're like, okay,
we all gotta survive. It's all good. But yeah, no. My good friend Dave Pimentel called me up and it was like, you got to come over here to Disney. We're working on a project that you'll really resonate with. And I, part of my heritage and culture comes from Samoa. And so, working on Moana was one of those like rare moments where like professional and personal art kind of collided in a beautiful way. And so I worked harder on that than I'd ever worked on anything. Cause I was trying to make my ancestors happy. I was trying to make my cousins happy. It's just trying to really seize that moment. And
definitely.
I put a good mark, on that film. I ended up storyboarding How Far I'll Go, I Am Moana, some of the big set pieces in the finale, in the just climactic fight. And then I did the last kind of medley song at the very end. So it was, I did a lot. And so people knew that, and, they wanted me involved with the next one. And so at the time, Jen Lee, who was in charge of Disney, kind of asked me if I would do a trial run, which is kind of nice, but it also means you're not working for the rate you should be working at. And so I was I was head of story in a different movie, and I had to bifurcate my time between two things, and one to like prove I could be a director, and then the other to try to finish a movie that was under the gun. But ultimately they decided to go with me. And then that kind of began the, almost like 4-year journey to finish Moana. And yeah, it was wild. I tell a lot of people like, directing's not what you think. It's great, but there's a lot of pressure. There's a reason why a lot of people develop vices,
Sure.
Because, when you say there's, over 500 people working on it, like, yeah, and you're responsible to make sure that time is well spent, and that that can lead to, more employment for all these wonderful artists. And so, yeah, it was wonderful. But I'd gotten enough of kind of the inside point of view of like Disney politics that I was fine leaving when I did. I was just like,
okay.
Moana was great. Moana 2 was good. It was very difficult in some ways, like harder than it needed to be. So I was excited to kind of go somewhere else, and Warner Brothers was excited to have me, and so I'm kind of over there now.
Heck yeah. Wow. Well, I can't wait to hear what that's going to be.
Okay, you guys will have to text me when it finally comes out. You'll laugh. It's funny.
Okay.
I'm excited to be on it, but it's funny.
Do you? I mean, I can't imagine. It just. I think a lot of people. You always hear people, like with movies and stuff, right? They'll say, people are always critics. We do it here. We're horrible critics of film, but I don't think a lot of times people realize just the amount of like just crazy work that goes into something like a full featured film. And I mean, just everything you've said, it just, you're giving me like anxiety a little. I'm like, oh my God. Cause it is, I didn't even dawn on me the whole, like, oh yeah, the performance of this film dictates whether everybody has jobs come next quarter or something, like that's a lot.
Yeah. And then it's, at the time, I mean, thankfully, like Moana did great, right? We made over $1 billion, so that was great. But up until then, Disney hadn't really had a hit in a minute.
Yeah.
partly because of the pandemic, partly because it's not good stories.
You don't like the live action remakes?
Yeah, I know. There's those that we're competing with, but then also just within the studio, like
yeah.
There was a movie called Wish that didn't perform well, and then
yeah.
I worked and loved working on Strange World, but that ended up not doing well at all. So
I feel like that like kind of flew under the radar. Like people didn't even know
Agreed.
it came out. Like I found out afterwards. I didn't even know it was coming out.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those ones, and it never was intended this way, but it kind of became a political film for some people.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So we never intended that. We just were setting out to make a movie. I mean, we were setting out to make a movie about the environment, but in a way that would celebrate it and hopefully change points of view, but not, I don't know. I mean, no different than any nature film, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and I always feel like when people see something in a movie that they don't like, it's the first call is they're pushing politics into this.
Right. That's so true. I kind of hope we're getting out of all that. Yeah.
I hope so. We can only hope.
We can only hope. Do you still just because your day is inundated with thinking about animation, making animation, and storytelling, do you still get out and get to like enjoy like Brian, me doing this podcast with Brian I was in a point where I didn't read comics at all, and Brian has really got me like excited about comics again, like just enjoying them as for the whole reason why I got into it.
Yeah.
Are there like creators out there, or are there like animation studios that you follow where like, oh, they got a short out, I have to watch it, this is going to be rad?
I mean, anything that Studio Ghibli does, like I'm there.
Yeah.
When The Boy and the Heron came out, I think I saw that 3 times in the theater, and I cried every time. Because there's never been and never will be a creator like Hayao Miyazaki. It's just
and
obviously like, and I try to wear it on my sleeve. Like Gulag is heavily inspired by Princess Mononoke, and it's just kind of the beautiful like indifference of nature, that you can have. So yeah, anything that has ever come out of there for sure. I also love Laika. I love the stuff that they do.
Oh man, I think I'm so glad you said that. Everybody always sleeps on Laika, right? Like I feel like they don't get a lot of love.
Yeah, Coraline is still, I think, one of the best animated movies.
Oh yeah,
like 20 years.
You know, movie I love that they did the Bigfoot one with Hugh Jackman.
Oh, that was great. Yes,
it was so good. My wife, she hated on that so hard. I'm so pissed.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, it's great. Zach Galifianakis plays Sasquatch trying to like find his people.
Oh, the Yetis. Yeah.
Hugh Jackman is like he's like this turn of the century explorer, right? Like kind of.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And I mean the artistry that goes into every single one of those puppets.
Oh yeah.
No, everything is just crafted so nicely. Like it's funny. Every few years I go on like a walkabout, like what am I gonna do with my life next? And I always go up to Portland. I have a good friend up there who's been at Laika, I think since Coraline. And I'm always just like, man, you're so happy up here. You're away from like the big wheels of the industry. And I hope they just keep making the types of movies that they've been making.
Yeah. Nice. I knew a few people that worked over there because I was in Portland for quite a while, just cutting my tooth when I was first breaking into the industry. And there was at the studio I was in, occasionally you'd have guys that would come over that were just finishing like a storyboarding contract with Laika or something. And that was one of those gigs that I was always trying to get, but they'd only be hiring like maybe 1 or 2 people. And so it was like by the time I'd even find out about it, it was usually already filled, and it was like, oh man. But it's one of my biggest regrets was like, oh, it would have been great to just be at Laika for like I don't know, one project. That would have been so cool.
Oh,
how's my tiger anatomy? Is he too stocky?
Oh, that's awesome. That's so,
Okay.
sorry, as I put my head in front of my camera. Oh
Nah,
yeah,
that's all right.
I love it.
Okay.
No, you're good with the scar too. Jeez, the scar always drives me nuts because
I gotta admit, it's a little challenging because you gotta like form it to the face, the hammer and sickle, and then
I ended up making a sculpture of it just to help me.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Cool. Yeah, I made this. Oh, he's backwards.
Oh, keep pulling. Oh, that's a good idea.
Cool. I did that's the whole thing so that I could just rotate it and look at it and.
Yeah, that's a good way to just get yourself familiar with just overall like the shape.
Yeah,
because they've got that. I always forget like tigers have that kind of have a long snout when their face is tilted kind of down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, tigers are amazing. I
watched this whole there's all these like YouTube nature guys. And I watched this guy, he did this breakdown of, it was like speculation of like, why did the Siberian tiger not cross over?
Right. Oh, I'd love to get why?
Like we should have them here in Alaska. That's, I'm kind of glad we don't. Because I couldn't go walk my dog at night. But it is weird that they're not here. It's very strange. The Fish and Game a couple years ago, for April Fool's Day, they posted a trail cam of an Amur tiger like over on like the Ketchikan or something, and people were like freaking out, like, oh my god, did one cross? Did one come across during the winter? Did it hop? Like, it was great. And then they had to put out the like, no, gotcha. It's just,
I love that.
Great.
Yeah, you can still find it. It went viral for the day.
So the area where the story takes place, it's essentially in the Sequoia-Alin ecosystem, which goes right up against the ocean, right to the Sea of Japan.
Yeah,
and you can find like amazing like trail cam footage and just shots of them going to where like the mountains like meet the ocean. And
so cool.
I think literally I saw there was one video I saw where there was an Amur tiger that had drowned at sea and they found it like in the ocean.
Oh wow. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was really, there was like some fishermen guys that were out there and they're like, it was kind of nuts that it was out there. Like maybe it tried to swim or got turned around.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to think that like, what, 12,000 years ago, they could have crossed. There would have been the landmass to do it, but maybe there was just other competing animals that they didn't, like short-faced bears or something. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild though to think about, like if they actually did come over.
Yeah, I just watched a mini doc. I can't remember if it was Vice or Nat Geo on jaguars coming across the border.
Oh, Mexico. Oh, yeah. And like Arizona. And
yeah, it was really, really fascinating. And I was like, oh man, like there's something you don't really think about, the fact that there was an American jaguar up until, the early 1900s, which really wasn't that long ago. And is mostly just because of, like ranchers and stuff just being scared of it.
Yeah. Hey, what do you guys say? Can we take a quick pause for a bathroom break?
Sure. What do you think, David?
Yeah,
shall we let him?
Thank you.
Check 1 2. Tiger milk, I like tiger milk. Give us some more of that, please. Tiger milk.
Thanks, guys. I was dying there for the last 5 minutes. So I appreciate it.
Brian, while you were gone, we were talking about. David brought up what would be the worst animal to, or what was it? What would be the best animal to get killed by?
Yeah, like if an animal is going to kill you, you get to pick the animal. Like who do you pick?
Ooh.
What are you picking, Bri?
I think Oh man, it depends. My first thought was shark, like a great white.
Oh,
But I don't know if I'd want to be out in the water. That would be even more terrifying.
Yeah, they're gonna let you bleed out though, right?
Yeah.
that sounds
Horrible. Who's gonna make it quick for me? Gosh.
So morbid.
Probably, honestly, a tiger is right up there. I would have like that, or a gorilla just throws me into a tree. I can handle that.
Has a gorilla ever killed anybody?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I read a report once that like a guy, there's a guy like I don't know, like a mountain guide got his abdomen ripped. He got slapped by a gorilla and he had these big gnarly scars.
Oh,
but I don't, it was one of those that's what he said. So it's hard to say, right? Like it could have been, it could have been anything. He could have been just messing with the local or the visiting tourists so that they have a good tale to tell.
Yeah. What did you guys pick?
I mean, I think it's a tiger all the way.
Yeah.
Like they'll just snap your neck, bite you right there. You're done. Yeah. We were saying like a jaguar, they'll crush your skull. That's nasty. You don't want that. That's too much mess.
Mm-hmm.
A bear is going to be the worst experience.
Yeah, the bear's the worst.
Just a big fat
You're
dude.
talking about moose, and then I was gonna that made me think about like bison. Like I love bison.
They're so cool.
They're very cool.
Like a short-sighted bison, like that's a nasty end.
Yeah. Like those wood bison up in Canada. No way, man. No way.
Not about that.
No.
Are there bison in Alaska at all?
They've been reintroducing the wood bison. I think there used to be bison in Alaska, but I think they kind of like died off during the Pleistocene kind of melt off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're actually not too far from my house, like about 45 minutes from here. There's a place I think it's called the Alaska Nature or Conservancy or something. Basically, it's like an outdoor park where they have like rehab moose and stuff, but they have a wood bison breeding program. So like you could go right now and go see Alaskan bison. Wow. And then every year they do a big run with them and reintroduce them into the wild. I don't know how they are doing. I guess good. I mean, it's hard to say unless I think, if you don't work with them, you don't really get all the details.
I've never seen one. I've never seen a bison in person before, but that would be really cool. No, I don't think so.
Dude, next time you come up, let's go.
All right. Let's down. Go.
Derrick, you down? You coming?
Oh, I love it. I love bison. Yeah, let's do it. I haven't been to Alaska since I was I guess I was like 19. I went. And it's amazing. Like I like Alaska the way I like Yellowstone. Like it just feels just wild. There's more wild than tame, and it's so beautiful. Yeah, I went to it was we were on the peninsula and we went out to like Brooks National Park.
Oh yeah. So you guys probably down by like Juneau and stuff.
Yeah, and then we were between Brooks National Park and that big wildlife refuge. It was awesome. Just like float planing in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't see any wolves. My dad did. I was so mad. But the brown bear were nuts. Like when you get to Katmai, or it's Katmai National Park in Brooks Falls. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just worked not this fall, but last fall, I worked in a documentary about
I'm getting your hair
bears.
Again. Sorry.
All right.
That's all right.
I got to draw the like reenactments of do you remember that bear attack out in Wyoming? I think it was Wyoming or Montana. I think it was Wyoming.
You're right. I think you're right.
And then anyways, I was working. I think I can say this. I don't think I'll get in trouble. Yeah, because there's a press release on it. Brave Wilderness. You know who Coyote Peterson is?
No.
He started off. I think he was doing like an internet show, but he would like basically interact with all these different animals. And get bit and stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
he's a really cool dude. But he was up here, and he bought one of my books, and so we met up, and then I ended up working on this documentary with him that he was working on. They were up here, like kind of like doing just filming up production, but so these kids got attacked by a grizzly bear down to Wyoming, these like college wrestlers, and one of them like almost died. Like he got messed up really bad. And so the documentary is all about them like kind of like retelling the attack, but then like getting familiarized with bears. So then they brought them up here, and they went out to Katmai to experience, like some of the biggest brown bears on the planet.
Yeah.
And it was I just actually got to see a screener of it a couple weeks ago, and it made me get emotional. It was really beautiful to see. Here's these kids that like, by all means, you would understand if they were like, I hate bears.
Right.
I hate these monsters. But the kids were just, I mean, I say kids, they're young men. But they were like, so enthralled and amazed and just like so positive about the bears. It was really cool.
Hey, that's really cool. When does it come out? Do you know?
I have a meeting on Tuesday. Hopefully I'll get some info, but I think they're shopping around right now, or they're probably working on something.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been released yet, but like there's some articles out about it. I think Bear Grylls was like one of the producers on it or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know too much about it. But it's a beautiful film. It's one of those where you're like, oh man, how is this not on like Netflix or like Discovery or something? Like it's I'm sure that's where it's going to be. Yeah, it should be coming out pretty soon. Okay, I think that's enough stripes, right? Am I good on the stripes there?
That looks good. Yeah.
Maybe a couple.
You could be a little meaner, David. He can.
I like how you're putting a nice winter coat on him. That's nice.
Wait, I mean it's. I'll tell you right now how cold it is. 1 second. Okay, it's 12 degrees here, so I wish we need winter coats.
There you go.
It's too cold.
Oh man. I went on a run today. I think it was 78 degrees. Sorry. It was.
Oh my God.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
It was like in the low 50s today, I think. Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
Obviously not as
only too warm out
degrees, so. But that's Washington. It's cold and wet here this time of year.
David, were your parents? You said your dad saw some wolves. Were they? Was your parents or your dad were they big outdoorsmen or outdoorsy people?
Not at all.
Really?
My dad's great. I'm a junior, and I love him. But yeah, no, he and I just are very, very different people. And I was failing school. I just didn't care about it. So my dad tried to give me a carrot. He's like, I don't know, what would make you want to excel at life? You're kind of a bum right now. And I was like, I don't know, I'd like to go to Alaska. He's like, okay, you get A's, you can go to Alaska. We'll go. And so
wow.
So yeah, it was my dad's just a wonderful father, always provided, and but yeah, he's kind of just I guess more of a traditional kind of businessman.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So when you have an artist son, you just kind of don't know how to deal with each other.
Oh, yeah.
Different worlds. But yeah, he's been very patient and kind of understanding things. But I did recently, I took my parents to Yellowstone because they'd never seen a wolf before. And I was like, oh, I can find you a wolf every time. I've gotten good at it. And so when we got there, it was actually extra special because I found Rick McIntyre. And Rick McIntyre is, let me see. He's written so many amazing books. This is probably my favorite one. The Reign of Wolf 21.
Oh, cool.
8. He knows every wolf, their history.
Wow.
Their life. It's frankly kind of Shakespearean. And so yeah, we were able to wolf watch with him. And so he tells you Oh man, I did that thing. I lost my pen. Oh jeez.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that. I'm usually the one that's losing everything here, and like, oh, I can't find my pencil. Like,
but yeah, it was special for them to like meet Rick, who's I think he's in his like upper 70s, and he still goes out every single day and finds wolves.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's the life, right? Like, this is so rad.
Yeah, he's figured it out.
Have you ever read? I love one of my favorite animals because I experienced one up close and personal as a kid. At the Cascades way back in like must have been like 92. Or I love wolverines.
Oh really?
And, wow. Yeah, love them. They're such fascinating creatures. And
you saw
really. Oh, I'm more than solid, my friend, because I was an idiot. So I'll just tell the story real quick. So my dad up in the Cascades, we would go up. He had, I don't know, he had a friend that took us to this lake that you had to hike way up to. And you had to go across this like boulder field. And when we were hiking up to it, this animal ran out, and I was 7, 8. I was very young. I didn't know what it was. And so I went running after it, chasing after it. And it was a young juvenile, like Wolverine.
Oh my God.
And I go run up, and it goes up this like, it went into this like big log pile. And so I got on my hands and knees, started crawling after it. And all of a sudden I just feel my dad grab me by like the back of my legs, yank me out. And then him and his buddy who's taking us up to this lake, they're just running down the mountain with me over their shoulder. And I'm going, what the hell? Like, I'm going like, what's going on, guys? What happened? Mike, that was our buddy who's like this like super outdoorsman. His dad was like a ranger back in like the 70s and 60s there in the Cascades, right? So just a real mountain man. He's like, that was a Wolverine. And they explained to me, I always thought, you're 7, 8. You just think Wolverine is the guy on the Saturday morning cartoon with the yellow spandex, you know what I mean? And the claws. Yeah. And so like ever since then, they're like, no, that's like the meanest animal in the world. And you're just chased after it, you idiot. Blah, blah, blah. And so ever since then, I was just always real fascinated by him. And there's a really great book that came out, it's probably like 15 years ago I think it was called The Wolverine Way. And it's about this Glacier National Park study on Wolverines. It's great. They're just talking about like, is one of the first real solid publications talking about their complex, like social habits and things like that. It's really good. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like one of the most rare animals to ever see, right?
Yeah. Apparently they're pretty common up here. People see, I haven't seen one up here, but like they had one over at the airport that was causing havoc a couple years ago.
I remember that.
Yeah. Family friend works for Alaska Airlines, and he was like, yeah, it came into like one of the big Alaska Airline hangars and they couldn't get it out, and it's just, and this is like in Anchorage. So like people see him. I haven't seen one around here. But what's funny is after we saw that I chased that Wolverine a couple of years later, same trail. We were going to the same lake, same area, but on the other side, on I guess if we're on this hike, there's this trail right here, right? Mm-hmm. There's a ravine. And then on the adjacent side, there's like this big, boulder field. There was this male Wolverine that was running across, and it saw us, and it stood up on like the rock, and like, so it was like full, you could see its full size, and he was like snorting at us and stuff. And it was super intimidating, but it was really, really, that was probably next to the Siberian tigers. It was probably like the coolest / scariest animal encounter I've ever had.
That's amazing. Wow.
I don't know. I feel like now I'm just trying to like brag. No, it's just ridiculous. You're like one of the few guys I think it would like that we've had on the show. They're like, "Ooh, that's cool."
It's true. Yeah.
I love this ball.
Did you grow up in California then?
No, I grew up in Utah.
That's right.
Yeah, Farmington, Utah, and then came out here for Cal Arts.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Kind of just never got out. Oh, that's what happened.
Did you? Did you when you went to Cal Arts? Was it to be like a storyboard artist, illustrator?
Yeah, I started in 2001, and obviously a rough year for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was also the year. So I wanted, like Glen Keane, Hayao Miyazaki, like all the 2D animators were my heroes and still are.
Yeah.
But that was also the year Disney like effectively shut down, all of their 2D animation. And you always see rumors circulating like they're bringing it back. I mean, even if they bring it back for a short, it'll never be on the scale or the depth, that it was.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
They shut it down because it was finely tuned over decades and decades of films and artists. And
oh yeah,
so, yeah, I went for that, and then I had to zag because clearly 2D animation was kind of gone. So yeah, I
yeah.
kind of really focused on art and story, and story worked better for frankly my skill set. I had like people like Nate Ragg in my class, or just some really talented people that I was like, I can't compete against this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that? I don't want to say it's frustrating, but it's kind of one of those where it's like
getting hair again. I'm the hair police.
Oh, there.
It's always a bit of a wake up call. Like I know, like when I went to the Kubert school, I just came from like a fine arts program. I transferred in, and it was such a wake up call because there was kids there that this is all they ever wanted to do was they wanted to draw like for DC Comics or something. I couldn't even name you a DC Comics writer, let alone artist. Like I didn't know who anybody. I didn't even. Yeah, I barely knew who. I knew Jack Kirby, and that was about it. And it was just, and some of these guys were just so good.
Yeah.
I'd only done like life drawing at that point, so it was like, oh wow, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways that was, because I came from Utah and I didn't know who made like the films, and
yeah.
I struggle with like dyslexia and stuff, and so I was always scared to death. Like, man, how am I ever gonna make a living, do anything? And I got lost in the for someone who has a hard time with numbers, like the Dewey Decimal System was like such a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got lost one time when I was in the library, and I love bookstores, I love libraries, and I got completely lost, and I found this book on animation, and they were interviewing animators and directors from like John Pomeroy to Don Bluth to Glen Keane to Ron and John, and they all kind of said the same thing, like, you should go to Cal Arts, you should go to Cal Arts. And so that's when I was like, I guess that's where you have to go.
Yeah.
And it was before there were really like other schools that, really kind of
Right.
taught animation as much as they do now. So yeah, just kind of packed up and moved out. And yeah, I've been here over 25 years now.
That's awesome though. I feel like that's something you got to do though when you're young, right? If you have like a dream or like there's something you're interested in, you just have to because the older you get, I feel like it's harder, right? It's harder because you're a little bit more, I don't know, of sound judgment.
The cost, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know any better, you're not gonna. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, like I just didn't enroll for the next semester because I'd gotten accepted to this Kubert school I really knew nothing about, and then was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna go there. I got in and just packed up all my stuff and drove over there. Like it was really kind of.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Washington State, so like in the shadow of the Cascades, a little town called Arlington. I think it's not really little anymore, but Brian kind of grew up the same way, just a little south of me, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's called Kelso, Washington, right at the foot of Mount St. Helens.
Oh wow,
Bigfoot country right there.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, my grandpa was actually in the Smithsonian from when Mount St. Helens blew. There was a picture of him dragging a cow because he was a rancher.
Whoa.
Oh, dude, I didn't know. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was like
81?
86? 81. Oh, geez.
I think that was
81, something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
What a crazy time.
Yeah. Before my time.
All right. But it's it's still like considered an active volcano.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe so.
it still blows steam as far as I know, but I don't think I think remember there's a few years ago they were worried about that it was going to go again. But
Okay.
I don't think it's like I don't think they're too worried it's going to be anything like it was before.
Yeah.
It's weird though cuz like when you're down there, right? Like all the like they have these three sisters like Mount Adams, Mount Hood, and then St. Helens, and they're all dormant except for St. Helens.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's wild.
So what in Utah, I mean Utah's can be very rural. Or did you get into nature a lot out there? Did you
yeah, no, I did. I lived in Farmington, Utah. Right up against like the Wasatch Mountains, which are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was never a hunter myself, but I'd go to school and for show and tell someone would bring like I remember someone brought in like a deer brain once.
Oh, wow.
So cool. And then I remember there was a guy, like within kind of our community, just like I think 2 streets down, and he killed a moose and he let me come draw it. And so
wow.
it's like a lot of places it's been built up over the years, but it's still really beautiful there.
Yeah, that's cool. So you've always been kind of like a nature artist then, like in a sense. You're going and drawing people's kills and stuff.
Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, my loves were like it was art and animals, and I looked at like painters like Bob Kuhn or Robert Bateman. That's what I wanted to be when I was younger.
Okay.
And then I got into storytelling and was like, oh wow, this is neat. This also feels like a big part of me as well. And so I've kind of blended those loves.
Yeah. Did you ever do you remember like the old nature Disney like the live action Disney movies from like the 70s?
Yeah.
Like one of my favorites is always Charlie the Lonesome Cougar. I mean, you go back and watch it now, and it's definitely a product of its time. But the storytelling elements in it are always very cool. Like there's something kind of fun about them.
Oh yeah, no. What was? I mean, yeah, film is all like smoke and mirrors, and even in animation, like you cheat things to make them look bigger, more dynamic than even like the model is.
Yeah.
And when they went to Yellowstone, it was actually the Tetons. They were trying to tell the story of river otters, and they couldn't find any river otters. So Walt Disney's like, "Well, then let's just bring some river otters."
Oh, wow.
What's the worst that can happen?
Exactly. Of course, they all escaped, and
good, nice,
beautiful.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
It's a great.
Do you ever? I said it again.
Your sketch, it looks great.
Oh, thanks, man. That means everything. Thank you. Did you hear that, Brian? The director of Moana 2 said that my sketch was great.
I know. I wish he would be more critical, but I'll take it.
So, what was just because I've never worked on anything remotely that like that caliber. What was like one of the biggest challenges of that? Because I mean, like, I that's probably a very vague question, but I mean, what for you? What was the hardest thing you thought just going about all that? Because that just seems daunting, man. Like,
I mean, the story was I love like crafting the story, finding like the cinematic moments.
Yeah.
And at Disney too, like they have some of the very best artists, in the business. And so, get to work with everyone there, just elevating was absolutely just a dream. And the only thing that like makes it tough is just politics, like people, you get, you know, you get like three people or three monkeys in a room, you're going to get politics, right?
Yeah.
It's just,
Right.
it just, it just happens. But with every kind of successful screening we had, it just always felt like there were more like sticky fingers or extra opinions. And so like navigating that minefield was the most unpleasant part of it.
Sure.
But
I gotta be honest, that sounds horrible. Especially when you're just focused on it. Like, we're just trying to tell a great story here.
yeah, and it just kind of goes with the territory, and so you kind of just develop thick skin and you kind of learn to roll with it. But yeah, that is for me, it's definitely the hardest thing is kind of navigating all those pitfalls and
Have you ever had to step in and just be like, no, this is the vision, and like
sometimes yeah, and then sometimes you win and then sometimes you get handed your head, like it goes both ways, especially as a first time director, your vision and your passion sometimes will only take you so far, and the studio was really desperate to make sure we had a hit, and so they sometimes things get heated, but it's all good,
It is interesting, right? Because I think, I mean, for an artist, I think a lot of times we think about, we're so, I guess, involved in creating art that like you don't really want to think about the aspects of, I guess, success and finance and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, it's tricky, but the one thing I did just grow to really rely on were like producers. Like I remember when I first started in the business, I met Don Hahn, who was like a producer of I know he did Beauty and the Beast, a bunch of others too, and he was just trying to explain to me what a producer was, and I was like, but what do? You don't actually make anything, do you? And actually what a good producer does is like they help kind of eat all that stress for you and make sure that you're delivering things on time. You just kind of to wake up and work hard every day. And so like a really good producer really kind of helps you get through some of these your time. So yeah, no, I've worked with some really, really great people. But
is there anything that like that you've been looking at to like really inspire you lately? Like I don't know, like for me, like I've been looking at a ton of I've been watching like a lot of old like sci-fi concept films, from like the 80s and stuff that necessarily wasn't necessarily good, but had some great ideas. You know what I mean? Where you're like, man, if they would have had a budget, this could have actually been really cool.
Trying to think, what if I am anything Vince Gilligan has touched, I watch. I love everything from like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and then his new show Pluribus. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but
I'm waiting. It's on my list to watch.
It's so weird. It's so smart. I don't even know how good it is yet because it's so weird, but I'm there every time a new episode drops. So
yeah,
there's something about like Vince Gilligan's like pacing that I love. It in a weird way, kind of reminds me of Miyazaki, where he'll take the time to like Miyazaki will make you watch a boulder get wet, and there's no character there. It just kind of sets tone. And Vince Gilligan will do weird stuff like that too, where he'll just like, I don't know if you ever watched Breaking Bad, but like, he would focus on that, was it like a pink bear doll that was like floating in a pool?
I was always wondering about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, he always inspires me as a filmmaker. And then I've been reading all these books by Rick McIntyre that I love. And if you like wolves, I mean, like Wolf 21 is crazy because like he was the wolf of he was kind of the patriarch with a very strong matriarch, because wolves are, I guess, mainly matriarchal in their structure, but you have the two like kind of leading pair of wolves, and he was the alpha of the largest pack ever recorded in Yellowstone, but he never killed a defeated foe. And
interesting.
He lost a fight.
Wow.
And he died on his own terms. There's this place called Specimen Ridge where they actually have what do you call it? Fossilized wood? Petrified wood.
Petrified wood.
Yeah.
They have like petrified sequoia trees, which is really cool. So these big stumps.
Yeah.
And it was an area that looked over like a very important swath of his territory. When it was time for him to die, he just like went up there, lied down, and that was it. Like, and his partner was Wolf 42, and their story, it's a stunning, beautiful story. That's it's emotional and it's cool. Like like I said, Rick McIntyre like knows these wolves better than he knows people.
Yeah. They did a documentary about that, right? Wasn't there like a movie?
They've done a few. They've done a few.
I remember watching one that was, I'm pretty sure it was about that pack, and it was about them like hunting bison during the winter.
Probably, yeah. That pack no longer exists, and it's called the Druid Peak Pack. Which was also just like a badass name.
That is a cool name. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can't really get more badass than a wolf. I used to have up until very recently, I had an Alaskan Malamute, and I mean, obviously she's not a wolf or anything, but man, she was just such a. She wasn't like the nicest dog in the world.
You bite your tongue. She was a sweetheart.
She was a sweetheart, but she was a real monster when she wanted to be. And whenever I watch nature documentaries or anything like that, I always think about her because like she was the one dog that I've ever had where I would take out here in the back country, and I was never worried. You know what I mean? Like she just always was ready to go. Like one time we came up on a moose, and the moose was like, she just was like, heck with it. She just went right after this moose. And I mean, I thought for sure she was going to die, but it was like the time of her life. Yeah. Where I just kind of given up, where I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to get her away from this moose. And, but I don't know.
I know dogs, man. They're
just the best.
They are the best.
We have an old English sheepdog, and she's
okay.
10 years old, and man, she's so smelly. She's so dumb, but geez, we love her so much. Like
you just can't beat them. We have we just got a Leonberger, and she's the sweetest dog I've ever owned. Scared of everything. She's still kind of a puppy, but she's just giant.
Big puppy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's already. I think she just crossed into the hundreds. I think she just hit like 101 or something.
Oh yeah, that's a big dog.
Yeah, I mean, she would be terrified of everything, but
yeah,
but she's great.
And I have a pug, and she's just
I love it. I love it.
She's a loaf on the couch. So,
hey, how old is your pug?
What's that?
How old is your pug?
She is 8.
8. Okay, yeah, that's up there.
Yeah,
she's in her prime.
We just had to have her teeth cleaned, and they have to put them under for it. So that's always exciting. But she's a little drama queen for sure.
She's a sweet dog though.
Oh, she's very sweet. Yeah. Never met someone she didn't want to sit on their lap. So
Derrick, have you watched Primal? Have you seen that cartoon?
Oh yes, I love Primal.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, I guess they're coming out in January. They've got
New season.
another season.
He's a zombie now. It's like, what? Guess Gendy just couldn't quit him. Yeah.
So I mean, is stuff like that? Is that stuff that do you ever like? Do you look at that and be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna do something like that one day"?
No, I Gendy boy, he has probably one of the most varied careers in animation.
Yeah.
I love a lot of the stuff that guy's been able to do. Yeah, no, I would love to tell a story that is actually just like straight in nature and of nature. I feel like some of the stories that really defined cinema in the early days, and even for Disney, were animal films. You look at Bambi, you look at Jungle Book, and I think we've really departed from that. Like, people would always say, like, "What about Zootopia?" And I'm like, those are just people in animal suits. Like, those aren't animals.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Watership Down.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Like, I love Watership Down. Man,
that's like my wife's favorite book from when
if
she was a
make
kid.
Someone care about rabbits, get out of here, right? It's nuts.
Yeah, and then just like the undertones, like how it. I mean, not to be political, but like how it played into like it was like a commentary about like World War II and German takeover and all that stuff. I mean, it's just
wild. It's wild. The way that he created like a whole like belief system for these rabbits. And it's bonkers. I love that.
Brian, did you ever read Watership Down?
I look at Gendy and I am inspired. Like, I've been trying to get several like animal things off the ground, and it is hard. It is tough sledding in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Can I ask what is that process like? Because like I've pitched comic projects, right? And like let's be honest, like a pitch is basically it's coming down to you're asking someone to invest in you as a creator, right?
Yeah.
And for comics, it's like I feel like compared to film, the stakes are so low, right? You're asking for not really a lot of money most of the time. It's where a film, it seems like even a small project can be very expensive. What does that look like? Trying to pitch a film to like a major studio?
It's tricky. Like I said, at the top, like, Joe Crawford and I for years, like, we would develop projects, we would pitch them, we get everyone excited, and then you get an option, and okay, we'll option it, and then you see like how much money you get for an option. You're like, are you kidding me? Like, I've worked hard, and that's not livable. You can't live on it. And the idea is like, most studios will just buy it for like a 6-month option. And if you can kind of get it over the next goal line, then you'll get the next option and the next option.
And what does that? Does that mean just like do some developmental work on it?
Yeah. Within the contract, it will be, if you can get to the treatment phase and you can get buy off on the treatment. And then the next, big phase is if you can go to script, get buy off on the script. And, each time, they get, a little more serious. But, a lot of times, a lot of great projects will just kind of circle and flounder kind of, in development or between studio changeover that happens all the time. But so for projects that I do, I've been fortunate to pitch projects or have the studios bring me projects that, they've been working on and have been having a hard time, getting past certain thresholds. But I work with a very broad brush, essentially, and I'll write a treatment. I'll think about all the characters, and I really torture myself and try to come up with the log line. Like, how can I describe this project in one sentence that makes sense, that doesn't cheapen it, makes them want more, but also is true to what I want to, tell. And then build that out to, a premise. And then, of course, I'll do my own artwork.
Yeah.
And kind of make a nice looking packet together so that, they can look at it, and most of the times, they pass.
I mean, dude, I know.
And you just,
I know what that feels like. It's the worst. The worst is when someone's like, "Oh yeah, we want to see a pitch from you," and then you put it all together, and it's just like, "Huh, okay, yeah,
Hey.
well, thank you."
Yeah.
Actually, what I found a lot of times is sometimes you can have like a killer pitch. You're like, man, they were eating out of my hand. They were emotional. And then they come back to you like a few days later and like, we think you're perfect for this project that we've run into a ditch and we just don't know what to do with it. And you're like, oh,
yeah.
Because, everyone wants you to solve their problems, not your problems. And
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I always feel like, okay, well, if I can do a good job on this project, then maybe that will open the door for my thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's always the case, but that's always like the hope.
No, I'm with you. I tell myself that all the time. And I thought like, man, finish 1 or 2, finish strong. And it has opened doors. Like
Oh yeah.
But are they letting me just do my wolf rock opera? No, they're not. So
That's what I want to see. I want to see the wolf rock opera.
Do you think is that something that we might see maybe though? Is like like there's so many interesting animation projects right now. Like we were talking about Primal earlier. I mean, I could kind of see Ghost of the Gulag getting something like that down the road.
No, that would be fun. It would be like something I never ever intended. But yeah, early on when I told some people that I was going to leave Disney, they're like, "Oh man, well let's have you shop around Gulag a little bit." And I was like, "Oh no, it's not that. That's not right. That like for me, Gulag is still like it's like this weird therapy for me where, in a chaotic world or a world that I pretend I can control, this is the one thing I actually can control.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like to keep it that way. And so maybe after I finish it, but right now I just actually like need it for myself very selfishly. But
no, I think that's I think that's smart. I think that's kind of beautiful, right?
But if I could do like a Blue Eye Samurai version of this, like
fuck yeah,
Netflix, Netflix, where are you? Come on, we know you listen.
Get them up.
Oh man, I'm so glad because I don't a lot of times get out to like watch stuff like that too often these days. And Brian was like, "Dude, you got to watch Blue Eye Samurai."
Yeah.
Man, it was so cool.
It's great. No, there's been some really good, just deep and complicated like adult animation. Did you guys see Scavenger's Reign? Have you seen that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was so cool.
Bonkers is so good. And they followed up with
this right now.
Another series called Common Side Effects.
That might be one of my favorite just animations, just period ever. It was so well done.
Imagine Vince Gilligan like making an animated series. Like it's about the pharmaceutical industry. Like what could be interesting, and it's insane how good it is.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what the next season is going to be. Like, I think it's one of those, especially when you work, well, this more than anybody. But like when you work creatively, right? Sometimes you just kind of get tired and you don't necessarily want to, like I don't necessarily want to read comics all the time or watch animation or something. But then when you see something like Common Side Effects, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. This is the best industry. Like we do the coolest. We make the coolest stuff. Yeah. Right now I'm watching. It's the weird. I love like off the wall comedy, like Tim and Eric type stuff. And I'm watching. What's it called? It's like it's by Joe Kappa. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He does all these weird.
No, I don't think so.
He does it like it's like he purposely like make all the drawings kind of ugly. It's like
send me right.
Yeah, it's called Ha Ha You Clowns.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Yeah, like it's just, but it's all about like the characters, right? Like the art's not necessarily the best, but like the voices and stuff, like, like it's just these stupid like teenagers are the main characters, and then their dad is Tim Allen, like, but he's a weatherman in like Ohio. It's so it's really cool. And there's like this weird level of darkness to it and everything. I don't know. He's like, I think he was started off as kind of like an independent, like, animator artist. Like he would do all kinds of weird projects and throw them online. And then now he's doing this show over at Adult Swim, and it's great. I watch it every Monday. That's how I start my day.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like I don't know if you remember like the old MTV, what was it called? Like I think it was called like Liquid TV or something like that. That they had back in like the early 90s that spawned like Beavis and Butthead. It spawned like Aeon Flux, and all that stuff. It really kind of reminds me of that vibe of just like weird off the wall risks that you don't see normally get taken this day and age because everything's so kind of like packaged and like pristine.
Yeah,
that's
true. That's true.
And I don't know. I don't know if you're big. I'm a big fan of Adult Swim. I always have been. I just feel like they just never stopped taking weird risks on stuff.
Yeah, I love a good animated project because you can watch the adult stuff, but it still brings out the kid in you. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really like. I just watched. I was telling you about this, Tad. Netflix just did a Splinter Cell animated show based off the video game that I thought was fantastic.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know if you've seen that one, Derrick or David.
No, I haven't seen that one, but I did. My son, he forced me to sit down and play Dispatch.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow, that's really interesting. Just like a whole new way to tell stories. I was like, this is amazing. Like, I mean, choose your own adventure in like kind of a whole new medium.
This is a game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this game, but it comes out in episodes, and you can kind of choose different timelines. I think you'd say it's pretty light gameplay, right? It's not very intense. Like I could play it, and I'm not a gamer. But yeah, no, it takes you through just like a really deep and layered story of like these different superheroes. It's pretty fascinating.
I've seen clips on it. I haven't played it yet, but it's on like my Steam list of games I wanna download eventually. But it looks really interesting. It reminds me of, I don't know if you've heard of Telltale Games. It's kind of that same format where they've had different they've taken different stuff. So they've done like one of the big famous ones. They did a Walking Dead one. They did a Fables one called The Wolf and Me. They did a Batman one, and they did one. I don't know if you've ever seen the show The Expanse or read the books The Expanse.
That's great. The Expanse is awesome.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite sci-fi series. Both.
I was on a trip with my son, and he had me listen to his favorite Expanse short story.
Yeah.
What was it called? But it was about this girl, and she called them dogs, but they weren't dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was bonkers. Like there were these. Do you know that story? Did you?
Oh, no, I don't know if I haven't read all the short stories. I've just read the main series.
Oh, it was great. I could just see it as like a standalone like short film. It was beautiful, but also like messed up. And I don't know enough about like the proto molecule and all the different things, but like it's after the big conflict with Earth, and Mars has like gotten out of there.
Okay. Oh yeah. After when they left through the ring. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And so there's all these scientists that are like Earth scientists that are like, hey, what happened to Earth? And all the Martians are like, oh, I don't know. Like, they're not telling it. Everything is like military run by the Martians.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for like alien technology. And then this girl's brother dies in just this horrible accident. and there's these dogs that are kind of like these weird wolf things.
Oh, yep. I know exactly. I know
You know the
exactly
one?
what you're
Okay,
talking
yeah.
about.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so beautiful and poignant and sad. And yeah,
yeah.
anyway, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I got to get on this.
Dude, the expanse is so good. The novels are fantastic. And the show, it's probably one of the best, because you've heard me, Tad, bitch about adaptations, but it's like The Witcher. But the Amazon show is probably one of the best adaptations of a book series that you can find.
Yeah, I love the visuals of it where, the belters are like longer and skinnier. And just certain like almost dystopian things that like, oh yeah, that's really smart. I guess they would be like that. And then Mars has like all the technology, but Earth has the resources and yeah.
Yeah. What's
Smart.
interesting about that show too is it started the writers, because it's two of them, it was originally a role-playing game, and so the book series started just based off them playing like a tabletop game. So like a lot of the characters in the book, like James Holden, they were all Naomi Nagata, they were all players. They were all the character names of like their friends who were playing the game.
That's wild.
So I love that. I love that they can mix that in.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
David, do you I mean, you're making a wonderful series of graphic novels. Do you still get a chance to read much comics these days?
Yeah, a little bit. I speak Italian, and so I like to read Italian comics.
Cool.
Whoa.
It helps like keep me sharp, and so I just finished a really fun one about Garibaldi, it's kind of like the George Washington of Italy. He helped like unify it.
Yeah.
But it's like super cartoony and really fun. I'm always jumping back and forth, like going back to Saga, because like it always like it walks a line and always goes beyond it in a way, and that's kind of their hallmark. But the storytelling is fantastic, and it is engrossing. Magic Order. I love the Magic Order.
Oh, really? I haven't read that's isn't that Mark Miller?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's and every artist they use is just like, I'm always stunned. I'm like, wow, these guys.
Yeah, Miller gets access to like like the who's who. It feels like.
He really does.
Juggernauts where you're like, oh wow, Travis Chare's coming out. He's doing narrative again for Mark Miller. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else.
I recently just caught up. Well, not caught up. I think just in the trades of Saga, because I hadn't read it since they took their hiatus. So it was really interesting because I reread it from the beginning because it had been years. So it's really interesting to revisit that again.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, it's like an opera, isn't it? Like
a little bit, yeah, definitely.
The way it spans and the characters and the world building is stunning.
Yeah, and I like what you say about like finding the line and then crossing it, because
they do. Sometimes I'm like, geez, I got to take a break. But like,
yeah, it's so ridiculous in some points of it.
Yeah, it's undeniably very well made. I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, I was back in Italy. I was in Italy and found French comics.
Yeah,
nice.
Where are they?
Do you like any of the like old masters like Sergio Topi and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, Topi's amazing. Monticelli, yeah.
Topi might be. He's always in like my top like 3 guys.
Oh yeah, his pen work. Yeah, it's nuts. So this was like the English version of it, like The Last Queen. It was really cool. It's about like brown bears in like the Alps. But then it like parallels like a tragic like love story in France.
Oh my god, and the art's beautiful.
Really, really stunning. Yeah.
The Last Queen.
Really
I'm gonna write that down. That's did that get an English release or no?
Yeah. This is the English version. The Last Queen, Rochette.
I'm gonna buy that tonight.
That's such a cool comic. I'm like, yeah, man. I just read Alien versus Captain America, and let me tell you, it was pretty sweet. So.
Wait. Captain America is my guy.
I know.
How was it?
It was good. It was. I just read issue 1, so it was. You see the alien. He doesn't fight the alien yet in issue 1.
Oh man.
They got to build. You got to build up to it.
I know, but come on, we know. Like, don't dangle the carrot. Just give us what we want.
Give us, just give us 22 pages of just a brawl.
The first issue, he kills an alien. By the time we get to issue 6, he's fighting a whole horde of aliens. And that's what I want.
And then he's got to turn into Capwolf to finish.
Well, yeah, of course. Derrick, do you have any I don't know, guilty pleasures? Like, my guilty pleasure is I give me an old Captain America comic and I'm all over it. Like, he just was my favorite as a kid. Do you have any characters like that you're like, oh yeah?
I mean, Princess Mononoke. Like, it's just if that's playing anywhere, I'm there. Like whenever they did like the Ghibli Fest out here, in the theater, I'm like, we don't have to go to all of them, but we're going to Mononoke.
Nice.
That is happening. I grew up outside of like comics and more widestream like entertainment. Someone had to like bring me like an old VHS of Mononoke when I was like 20 or something, and I had to like grab one of those TVs that had the VCR built into it. The worst way to watch anyone's work.
Hey, that's how I watched everything for the first 30 years of my life.
Yeah, I was so transported when I watched that. I was like, oh my gosh, like,
didn't they do a graphic novel? Wasn't there a graphic novel that was released a couple years ago?
Sorry, David, get in your hair again.
Oh, sorry. He well, one of my favorite stories about Miyazaki is like when you ask the question about like, how do you make something and how do you sell it? So like in Japan and even here, like a lot of times studios will look for IP that's existing, so they can say like, oh look, they sold this many comics, or it existed as a book and it's very popular, so we have a good chance. So they told him, like, if you're gonna do something that's all you and is original, you're gonna have to like make a manga first. So he started making the manga of Nausicaa, and it got super, super popular. And they're like, okay, we'll make Nausicaa, and it's like still one of my favorites. It's like a beautiful like environmental film, like done in the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they asked him like, will you finish the comic? Because he only did like, I think like three issues essentially.
Yeah, and it had didn't he color it with like watercolors or something like that?
Well, no. So he in perfect Miyazaki fashion, he's like, well, why would I retell the story I just finished? That's stupid. And so he made it. He made it. How many volumes is it? It's huge, and it's like Game of Thrones wild, where it's not just the story of Nausicaa. It's of all like the people who are left on Earth, and it's insane. And that was that. I think that's like the biggest comic he's ever done. He's done some other things, but that one is the big one.
Well, I don't know if you're a South Park fan, but Studio Ghibli was heavily used in the.
I heard in the last one. I started watching recently because they've never pulled punches. And this is a fun fact: my first job offer was from South Park.
Oh, what? Whoa, we got a Blue Tiger exclusive here.
Yeah.
It was, dude, at the time when I was a little more prudish. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And since I've gotten older, I'm like, God damn it, like I totally should have known.
It happens, we all have those gigs where we're like, oh, we probably should have swerved left when we swerved right, vice versa.
It's
That
funny
is
how life
that is
works.
cool though, man.
But then
What'd you
life,
say?
it's funny how life does that, and then
Yeah.
in its own way, it always works itself out. I think, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even supposed to. I'm not even supposed to be doing art. Like that was never in my plans, right? Like you would have asked 18-year-old Tad, what are you gonna do for a living? No, in no way would I have said, oh, I'm gonna draw story.
Right.
Yeah, I was always terrified that I'd have to do something other than draw, because I think most of the people, at least in my life, none of them had modeled a career that was creative.
Same.
Sure.
I didn't know a single creative growing up, and I got to be honest, even up until very recently, I would always do that thing where I was always looking at, okay, tomorrow if I just can't do this anymore, something happens, what's a good alternative career option? You know what I mean? Oh, cool, the factory here in town is hiring, or fishing game, they've got some openings for seasonal work. And I've been doing that my whole life. I think this is the first year where I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I think we're invested enough at this point. Let's just go.
That's awesome.
But I think it's a fear thing, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember I'd do art at the house when I was a kid, and we'd have friends or families come over, and they'd be like, "Why? Why are you doing this? What's the point?"
One of my favorite things that I've done with my kids, forever, is we just do art parties.
Oh, that's cool.
We'll just set everyone up with paper, different things. I'll be at my desk doing my thing. And then, we just either we find a killer soundtrack or an audiobook.
Yeah.
You just come jam as a family. And I've always, those are some of my favorite memories.
Does your, does your whole family, is everybody artists there at the house?
I guess to a certain degree, I believe we're all artists, and at some point we just let go of it, or we keep holding on to it. I think it's inherent to who we are as people.
Yeah.
There's this movie called, I think it's called The Horse's Mouth. It's with Alec Guinness, and he says something to the effect of everyone's born an artist, and no, everyone. Oh no, okay. I think I can do it. Hold on. Everyone gets sick. And being an artist is just like getting the measles or the mumps. And unfortunately, I never got over it. I think that's what that was great.
Oh, I love that.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's an old movie where he's this eccentric artist. But yeah, no, my kids are all talented in different ways. None of them do anything like what I do, though. My eldest daughter is a really accomplished cellist. But she's gone on to do environmental science at Stanford, and
oh my god!
But then she does improv on the side, and then
she does improv.
Yeah, she's so brave.
Man, I had a buddy who he used to do some stand up and improv and stuff, and he was always like, "You should just do it just to challenge yourself as a human being." I'm like, no, I don't know. Only in my wildest fantasies, man.
Yeah, you gotta be brave, you gotta be bold, and but it's good. It teaches you storytelling on a very primal level.
Yeah,
that storytelling isn't as much I know the answer, but yes, and discovering along the way.
That's really cool. Have you guys gone and seen
my kids
any
are all my son, he was into art and still is. He was going to a school called Nelman that does visual effects stuff.
Whoa!
But he dropped out because the industry is just so fickle, and it's
yeah.
I don't blame him. It's kind of scary right now, and so he was just like, Dad, I want art to be my release and what I do for fun. And I'm he's off learning how to be a lineman right now. So I'm like, wow,
oh wow,
go for it. That's terrifying. and he loves it. So,
like a lineman, like working with like the electrical grid and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, those are great jobs, though. Those are really, really good.
They are really good jobs. It's true. Yeah.
There's a few guys I grew up with that do that, and I'm always like, you guys got openings in case this hard thing doesn't work out.
All right. Well, hey, do you think it's time?
I do think it's time.
All right. It's time for the question. I just discovered the megaphone, and I don't know. I kind of hate it, but I also love it at the same time. So
I think it's you, man. I think it works.
It's me. All right.
Yeah, you do it really well. I couldn't pull it off.
Well, I have a face for podcasting, so it works. All right, David. So we ask every guest who comes on the show. So we asked you this, however many years it was, years ago it was when you were on last. But the question is, given the opportunity to do a comic with any character.
Wait. Can we modify it?
Sure.
Comic or animation.
There we go. Comic or animation. I like that.
Okay.
With any character out there, could be. It doesn't have to be a comic book character. It could be a movie.
Any IP.
Any IP.
Any IP.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you do?
Oh, I like that. I wonder what I said a few years ago.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I say the same thing. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm looking at my books behind me, thinking of like all the different IP. I mean, if there was ever going to be like a retelling of like what happened with San and the wolf tribe, after the forest spirit kind of was killed, I would love to explore, but you can't do that because it's Miyazaki. He has to do it. So okay, I'll walk away from that because because he has to do that. No one else can do it. Oh man, this is good. This is a tough one. I know. I like Watership Down is interesting, but they just recently did one, so I'd have to stay away from it. You know what I like? I like Moby Dick a lot.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
I think there's probably like a weird way into that where you could tell like a 2-part story, like from the point of view of like whales. And did you see that article about sperm whales in National Geographic?
Which
No.
They did this thing where we know that whales communicate, of course.
Yeah.
So they found like a layer of complexity that mimics the way we use vowel sounds and the way they use their clicks. That they're able.
I did not read. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I was
that's cool.
Oh. So yeah, maybe like Herman Melville, like a retelling, a revisiting of that.
I'm kind of going through a little bit of a Moby Dick phase right now. Like I've been doing a lot of like, I don't know, just a little bit of research on like, not research, but just reading up on like the quote unquote, like what inspired the writing. Was there a real whale that inspired this story? But I came across, have you heard about this whale like during Roman times that was out in the Mediterranean and it was just wreaking havoc, attacking boats? Have you heard about this?
No.
What?
Yeah, there was some whale. When was the Roman time? Was it 2,000 years ago or whatever? And apparently it was like there was a Roman emperor or something like that was like, we're going to war with this whale, and it got to the point where they had to start rerouting, like trading and rerouting ships that were going to different acts of war because they didn't want to deal with this whale. And there's all these descriptions of it, like based on like size and how it looks. And some people, I love cryptozoology, like I just love it, even though like a lot of it's like take it, like take it with a heavy grain of salt. The heaviest
Bigfoot episode. You better love cryptozoology.
I know, right? But somebody was kind of like speculating, like, I wonder, like, could it have been a leftover? I forget what the whale's called, but it was like basically think of a sperm whale with much larger teeth, like, and I forget, but they get enormous. And so anyway, some people were maybe speculating that it was like a holdout of this like relic species from the Pleistocene of this like predatory sperm whale that was cruising around because they were just extra big, extra aggressive. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of written accounts of this whale. And it finally, after like 30 years of them dealing with this thing, it finally like washed up on shore and it was still alive, right? It like beached itself. And oh man, like the Roman army and like the townspeople just went nuts on it, just butchered this thing, hacking it up like it was like a celebratory event because it's like we finally defeated. I don't know I can't even remember the whale's name. I guess you could call it Monstro for this. We've defeated him. But I always thought it was such an interesting thing of like, oh man, maybe were there some real Moby Dicks back in the day that
maybe.
Did you see the movie with what's his name, Thor?
Heart of the Sea.
Heart of the Sea. Yeah, I just watched that. It was really good.
Yeah. I haven't seen the movie. I read that book because you think it's about a whale and it's about something else. Actually, it's like turns into like the cannibalism of like, oh man, who's gonna survive? But that's a wild story, and I think that is one of those stories they say that actually like.
Inspired.
I think, right? Because
because like they even start off in the movie like it's the author or the will soon to be author of Moby Dick is like he's trying to interview survivors, and it's pretty good. I don't know. I'm sure the book is much better, but
It usually is.
The movie was worth a watch.
Was that who made that? Was that a Ron Howard film?
No. I think it was Ron Howard. I think you're right. I think it was Ronnie.
What's it called? I'll look it up.
Heart of the Sea.
Thanks.
All right, here we go.
I love the fact that you said I read it because I'm always like, I need to read more, and then I just end up watching the movie all the time.
In the Heart of the Sea. Let's go.
I haven't read a book in a while though.
Ron Howard, correct.
Okay. All right.
Correct. Good job.
Oh, Ron Howard. So what have you been working on? I've been just inking my Taiga here. What are you working on?
Oh yeah. David? So this is like the big funeral scene with Hightor and his crazy mom.
Oh, cool.
So if you've been following the comics, she getting
a little hair, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, she has a really rough run-in with the Tigers. She the wolves, we talked about this, I think back in the first time. So the wolves kind of were inspired by Tsarist Russia. People who kind of believed that they had this God-given right to rule over, everyone. And so she's very much of like that belief that, but there's also like a lot of religious fervor behind that because if you remember, and this is important for what happens at the end of the chapter I'm working on. Nice. A bit of it. So I had in volume 2, there's a few or one whole chapter that was dedicated kind of to the religious point of view of the wolves.
Yeah.
And it talks about how there's a seed that grew, and that seed grew into kind of the spirit of the forest, and it chose the wolf to dominate. And it did that because if they fail to, dominate and keep all the other animals in check, then fire will kind of rain down from the sky. And if anyone knows like their Soviet Far East history, there's like a huge meteor that fell from the sky, obviously.
Tunguska, right?
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
And it burned like whole swaths of the taiga. So the prophecy is going to come true. I'm just saying it here.
Awesome. Yeah, Tunguska was such an interesting event because it wasn't at the time like they couldn't actually send people out to like like years later, right, to actually study it.
Yeah, it was wild too, because like, it was in the middle of the day, and people could see it, and it was just like blindingly bright.
There were some people, like some villages that got taken out, right?
I don't know exactly, but it caused a lot of destruction. I know they could see it from Vladivostok, which was in the vicinity, but nowhere near like the spread of the meteor. But yeah, another great movie to watch for in that area. Sorry, this is a slight zag, but it's about that whole area. Is Dersu Usala? Have you guys ever seen that?
No.
So it was one of the last films by Akira Kurosawa. So the guy who did like Seven Samurai,
Yeah.
Ron, like one of the best filmmakers of all time. And yeah, he got obsessed with the story of Dersu Usala, who was this Udige man who helped guide the Russian army to help map that whole area, the Russian Far East. And so you see like the local tribe of like the Udige and how they functioned and their beliefs. And there's even a tiger in it. And it's based, on a true story. I guess in Vladivostok, there's a statue of him. I guess in some ways it would be like Sacagawea, who helped guide like Lewis and Clark. It's a similar situation. But
I didn't know. I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds.
Yeah.
Would that be in like the Criterion Collection?
I had to. I don't. It was so hard to find. I think I got a DVD on eBay. I couldn't find it anywhere. But you might be able to. Like it should be in like any Kurosawa collection.
Okay.
But yeah, he won the Academy Award for that one too.
Oh wow. Okay, so like, yeah, is it blow your mind? It kind of blows my mind when there's like these award-winning films, and then you go to like, I'll watch it, and you can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, right.
like it's like, did we just forget?
Well, no. And the sad thing is like you can buy it and own it digitally, and you can lose it. Like it's not really ever fully yours anymore.
Well, you've worked long. I mean, you've been in the film industry for a while now. Do you like all the streaming platforms and all that kind of stuff? Like, do you have thoughts on that?
I mean, the convenience of them is fantastic. I love being able to, yes, I like having the accessibility on my iPad or my phone and having that collection travel with me wherever I go. I don't like I mean, I'm at Warner Brothers now, and David Zaslav, who's kind of running things broadly there, has a reputation for just burning down films before they can come out, even though they're finished, to take the tax write-off. It's taking insurance money for like a so so that's messed up, and you see that with the streaming where there was a Bryan Cranston movie that was made for Disney Plus. I think it was Ivan the Great. And it was like a gorilla and very well animated, I think, by like ILM. And
yeah.
They just disappeared it, and it's like, oh, that's weird. Awful. So I don't like how they have that control to just disappear things.
Yeah. I understand that, because you go on there, be a movie that they made, and then it's gone, and then it's back again, and then it's gone. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you just keep all of the movies up there? Come on.
Yeah. And I guess a lot of it is like they don't want, because the weird thing is they have to pay for even the stuff they own, or for like royalties or whatever. And so I don't know. I don't know the economics of it, but yeah, it seems to justify it in some people's minds. But yeah, I don't like that part of it.
Yeah, it seems like it could be. I mean, like, because with comics, right? Like, if I do a comic, like I did a book a while back, but it's out of print now, but like the publishing rights with are going to lapse here in like a couple years, and then everything will revert back to me, and I could just go and like republish it someplace. You know what I mean? Whether it's with a different publisher or self-publish it. So like if I really wanted to, I can get it out there. It's just kind of come up to me whether I want to do something with it or not. And it seems like you don't see that with film. It just kind of, studio shut down, everything's gone.
Yeah.
It does make you wonder, like, God, like, okay, say years from now, if something happens to Netflix with all their original content, because they've done some great stuff, like, especially like their animation department, like they've done some really cool animations, I think. And so if they go away, like what happens though? Does it just go away, or is it someone going to buy their collection? I mean, I guess that's what you can kind of hope for. I think
someone would buy it. Yeah, I think at a certain point when it becomes that valuable, then they'll want it, and they'll want the profits of it. I mean, that's always the problem. Yeah, like, I mean, Paramount just got bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So Warner Brothers, I guess, is going to get bought. Like, yeah, everything's for sale.
That's right. Blue Tiger, we are for sale. We'll talk numbers. Hit us up.
Bezos, give us a call. Yeah, I know you're listening.
Blue Tiger Revenge at Substack.com. Send us an email if you're interested in purchasing the podcast.
I'll take back any bad thing I've said.
Well said.
Oh man.
So I'm guessing you can't. You said you can't talk about your new role over at Warner Brothers.
I'm directing again, which is exciting. The film's been announced, but I have not been announced on it yet. And so yeah, though I don't know when. They're always kind of finicky about these things, but
sure.
But yeah, no, it's a film that will come out in 2028, which seems like a long ways away, but when you're starting from zero, it's not very close.
What does that look like? I mean, because I really don't know much. Like I've worked in a very small capacity on commercial ventures, like doing storyboards, right? And a little bit of like, I guess like, what's it called?
David, I'm sorry, man, your hair.
Oh, jeez. Back. I should have put it back today.
What's it called? Keyframing? I've done some keyframing way back in the day on some very small things. But like, what does that look like when you're starting like a big project? I mean, is it just all like how I fantasize that it's just the most amazingly talented concept artists just submitting just cool concepts for environments and characters and stuff?
Yeah, it does happen. I mean, that's how, on Moana 2, we were able to get Dwayne, right? Like Ryan Lang has this incredible painting of Maui showing the promise of, what his role in the film can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But for me, it's a combination of writing and drawing at the same time. And so, yeah, you'll kind of form kind of a small team. Usually have, a director, or, sometimes there will be a couple directors. And then you'll get your writer, and you just lock yourself in a room. And, we usually have these huge boards. They call storyboarding because you would put paper on a giant board, not that the story panels are boards. And so, yeah, we'd get maybe like 8 of those, and they're about like 7 feet long, I guess, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we card out like every scene as we see it, and
we'll
do drawings under it, and then we just argue and fight and try to, find the right story that we can all get behind. And then from there, once we kind of hold hands and agree on it, then we go forward and the writer will write, and then we'll get some painters, or incredible biz dev artists to give us some pieces. And then you take that to, the executives, and then you have to kind of pass those tests.
Yeah.
And then after you do that, then you just kind of take, each little step, forward, and, ultimately you're adding a story team. You get a whole team of story artists to help visualize these scenes that you've been fighting over. And then, If those work, they go to editorial. We cut them all so they play like a very rough animated movie, but a movie that you can judge.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then from there, if that's all working, but of course, the board artists are redoing scenes, and that's our cutting room floor essentially. Because as soon as you go into animation, you've more than quadrupled the size of your team, and you can just see like money flying out the window, and you're like, okay, we can't throw animation away. We need to make sure it is all going to the movie.
Wow.
And then you slowly just get rough animation, and then as that gets approved, then it goes just down the pipeline. But yeah, there's definitely moments where you have whole scenes, and because of a screening, they don't work anymore, or they didn't resonate, and so you have to
I didn't even think about it. So you can't, if you do a screening, you can't, that stuff's gone, it's burned.
I mean, you can keep it. You can, those, hopefully, artists at Pixar once described it like a screening is like building a house and then lighting it on fire, and then you see what's left of the building, and then you build on top of it. So by the end of the screening cycles, you should have a fireproof, story-proof movie. It's the hope.
Wow.
Interesting. I am curious about it's not necessarily animation related as far as like doing an animated movie, but more on like the voice acting side. I recall from Batman the Animated Series, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill as Batman and the Joker, and they always said that they made it was kind of like a rule for them that if they were in scenes together, they were always in the same room when they recorded so they could play off each other. So it makes that sound that that's not something that necessarily happens very often.
It generally doesn't happen. It happens occasionally. Some movies like make allowances to make that happen. It's just hard logistically to get everyone there. And what we're ultimately what we're doing is like we're taking we'll record like Dwayne Johnson for like 3 or 4 hours, and then you have to take all of that and then find the best takes of that, and then assemble it together. So what you see is absolutely his performance, but it has gone through an editorial process to really hone it down to the very best bits. And you do that for Ali, who plays Moana. Occasionally you do get them together, but in my experience, we actually never really had that opportunity. So it would just be me or someone else, like reading pages to them.
Okay.
And then they react off of that. But
is that mostly just because of scheduling conflicts and things? I mean, I imagine someone like The Rock, right? Like he's probably got so many projects going at the same time, and I imagine it's just his life is scheduled so far in advance at this point.
It's also just the animation method, that kind of, we've used for about 100 years, honestly, where you do like record everyone separate. And, if the story works and if their performances are genuine, it will still work. It's an absolute magic trick that sometimes doesn't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, if you get the right takes, and then sometimes, you always bring them back to get additional recording, just, for cleanup. And so they can actually hear their performance in the context and, and then give like one final, like, clean read of it.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you need someone to do background voices, I'm your guy. Let me know. Here. I got the mic set up at home. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, Brian, can you give us a sample here? Like, we've been talking about concepts and stuff. Let's hear what you got.
All right. I'm Batman. There you go.
That's the background character. Some weird dude that's like, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Yeah, you're good.
Just going for it.
Yeah. Right. Let James Gunn know I'm available when you get an opportunity. I'm here.
Oh well, yeah. Now that you're at Warner Brothers, I mean, you could probably run into him, I would imagine, right?
I mean, in theory, yes. I mean, he'll be on more of like the live action sets and on the lot, but I think he does have an office somewhere in the building I'm in somewhere. Yeah.
So I listen, I need you to break in. I need you to find out who's playing Batman. Because I know he knows. He just hasn't told anybody yet. I need to know. I won't tell anybody. Our secret.
Wait, so is Pattinson out?
Well, they're different. That's like
different
an Elseworlds
universes?
tale. So it's its own set in its own universe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, the Pattinson, that's not quite Gunn's tone, is it?
It's not cartoony enough.
Yeah.
I imagine he'd probably go with somebody that's just enormously, like, physically, you know what I mean? Just super physical.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Do you watch any of that stuff, David?
A little bit. I mean, I loved the first season of Peacemaker. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah,
we did too. It was great.
Second one, I don't know what was going on.
It had some moments, and then it just
that finale, right? The finale was terrible.
No, what was that? No. I kept telling my son, I was like, that's the penultimate one. That's not the last one. They were setting it up.
Yeah.
He's like, no, that's the one. I was like, what? You gotta be kidding me. Well, that's garbage. What are they doing?
Yeah. Unless you're listening, James, I love you. It's fine.
No, he's absolutely brilliant. I mean, everything he did, like Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, like unlocked like superhero movies.
Yeah.
Like they could be fun. They didn't have to tell the same type of story. I love Superman, like the new one. I thought it was
same.
So good.
Great and late. It was emotional. The parents were awesome.
I gotta be honest, I'm not a big like Superman guy. So like, as a kid, I never read the comics. I just couldn't get into them. So I was kind of like, well, we'll see how it is. And like, oh man, it just felt like, I don't know. It was like everything you wanted as a kid Superman to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic. So I kind of just, for like Peacemaker, I was like, I don't know. I think maybe he's just stretched too thin. I don't know.
Yeah.
Need a little more time to bake. I don't know. Or I was very disappointed.
Agreed. I agree. But what are you gonna do?
James, if you're listening, I thought it was brilliant. You're brilliant. Everything you do is brilliant.
Hey, you know what? We've gone on record multiple times and said that he's probably the best director of comic book movies in the game. So,
yeah, his track record is pretty unbeatable at this point. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Let's get him to make the new Ninja Turtles movie. Oh, you know what? I bet he would make the hell out of the new Ninja Turtles movie.
I bet it'd be a pretty dope Ninja Turtles movie if you got him to do it.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
All right. I got a little bit. Well, I'm almost done.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going out too.
Is it time? Do you want me to take us home?
Yeah, I think it might be time. It's we're getting long in the tooth here.
We are. We're rambling now. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna bring us home.
Okay.
All right, Tiger Cubs, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. If you want more Blue Tiger Revenge in your hearts, in your minds, in your souls, in your bodies, all you got to do is like and subscribe to the show. If you want an easier place to do that, just go to our Substack, bluetigerrevenge.substack.com. Subscribe. We send you get a notification sent to you every time we post a new episode. So we do all the work so you don't have to. Want to thank our guest, David Derrick Jr. Thanks so much for coming on again, man. This has been great. Just catching up with you, getting to see you work in action. just especially from someone like me who is not an artist, and so I can kind of see, what goes on for you. That was a real treat for me. So thank you so much for coming on. And where can folks find you?
Thank you. I'm on Instagram. You can find all the latest updates at Ghost of the Gulag comic on Instagram, and then just go to ghostofthegulag.com, and we've been updating our webpage. I that's where I put the very latest pages, and we're trying to get like the closest thing to an infinite scroll, because I know we've all become addicted and we like just scrolling forever. So I'm working with a web guy to try to make that happen. But it's also on Webtoons if you like to read on there as well. But yeah, no, thank you for having me, and thank you for anyone who reads Ghosts of the Gulag. It is a messed up therapy project, and I'm glad other people have found it and like it too.
Absolutely. And Tiger Cubs, it's Christmas season, so it's the holiday season. So you can buy your loved ones volume 1 and 2 of Ghost of the Gulag off of ghostofthegulag.com. So please do that. And that is all I have, Tad. Do you have anything else?
I should have something, but I don't. No, I'm good. I'm not. I'm all out of tiger milk, man. I'm all out.
All right. Well, if that's the case, what time is it?
Hit the music.